Good evening, everyone. Hope you're going well. Back for another watch-along. I think it's like the 5th consecutive day that footy's been on that we've done a watch-along. So it's definitely the longest that we've had a watch-along streak for. I'm just reading. So just got some chat here. I'm just reading, just making sure I've got everything sorted. Cool. But yeah, alrighty. Let's get into some of the chat, shall we? If people just want to know quickly, I'll let you people know what I'm doing with trades and stuff this week. So my trades have been set for a few days. I'm going Clark down to McCarthy. That one's been locked in since probably a couple of weeks ago. Zach Johnson down to Manny Liddy. And then Foss is going up to Callum Mills. I'm just sorting a few things out because I was going to loop between McCarthy and Liddy for my last on-field spot. But because McCarthy doesn't play till later, I don't actually have a loop earlier then. So I'm actually going to loop between Bergman and Liddy. And if Liddy goes well, then Shees will just move back into my defence and McCarthy will be taking that score. But I think that I'll be taking Bergman's score if he goes well. So yeah, looping Bergman and Liddy tonight. And then we will be seeing who scores the most out of the two. I'll take that score. But if both go massive, then I'll just have to look at benching one of those guys or not bringing in Callum Mills. And I'll bring in a forward, potentially get some more points. So that's how I'm looking at the moment. But yeah. And we've got 21 players playing. I've obviously got a 20-second loop, but I can't fit anyone in my forward line. So look, red lighting. Bergman to Josh Dacos, Clark to Daniel, to either West and Mills or Liddy and Moore. Ooh. Wait. So West and Mills or Liddy and Moore. Yeah, that's. I would love to have said Liddy. Is there any way, Redline, you can do Liddy and Mills? That's obviously what I'd rather do. If not, I'd go Liddy and Moore because I think I'd rather get Liddy to make the cash personally. But if you can go Liddy and Mills, I'd do that. Vanessa Valentine, hey, Bars, going Clark to McCarthy. Yep, and Berman to Nick Dacos. Love it. I only have $795K to upgrade Cooper Lord. Who would you choose between Luke Parker and Ben Keys? Has Parker been getting any CBAs? He's been getting some CBAs. I don't know if I'd go either. I would probably just hold Cooper Lord at then. Hang on, what's Jordy messaging me with? Apparently, Ken Hinkley said pre-game that think Burn will be a really dangerous forward. So that is that's really interesting. So Planet Ocean, Berman's playing forward. Well, that's what we just got through. So thankfully, I am looping him on the bench. I'm not going to trade because I'd like the trades I'm doing. Get the rookie off. I'd trade Bergman next week, but yeah, okay, that's interesting. Hearing that, so that's. That is, again, as I said, very interesting. Okay, interesting. Actually, I'm just thinking, do I put McCarthy or McCarthy into my mids or leave Sheasel there? So McCarthy's gets a lot late. Actually, I'll need McCarthy because he's the last one, so I actually got to play him in defence. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Yep, that's very, very interesting about Bergman. So Bergman Emergency and Liddy. Now I'm glad I am doing the Bergman Emergency. But yeah, Vanessa, out of those two, I wouldn't trade Cooper Lord to one of those two. I would just do another rookie downgrade and then get a better forward next week. But I do like the first two trades, though. Bergman to Dacos, Clark to McCarthy. Part of me wants to do Bergman out this week over Foss, but I might as well get the rookie upgrade, and it will allow me to do some more things next week if I am trading Bergman. Part of me does want to jump, but Callum Fife, if going the better rookie tonight means I can only get Nick Martin next week instead of Bailey Smith, do I do that or go Charlie Western Collingwood and get Smith? If you're talking about Liddy, if it's Liddy, I'd go Liddy and then Martin. But if it's, I don't know who the other rookie would be. If it's like a Carlton one, then I'd go for Charlie West and get Baz Calum there. Lee Everett, hey Bowlers, would love your thoughts on my trades if you tick these off. I've gone Clark to McCarthy. Yep. Fife to Billy Wilson, and Loman to Darcy. I like those trades. I just don't love the Billy Wilson in. I want to see it for a week first before jumping on. So the other two I don't mind, but I'd do something probably under Billy Wilson. I'd get another rookie if you can. JHF or Mills. Cam 5, I'm Mills out of those two. Just because JHF is dealing with that shoulder concern still. So I would want to be looking at that. Jordy's just asking, is Burn playing forward? I didn't hear, but a few people said that. And I'll just say, I'm looping between Bergman and Liddy anyway. Cool. Hey, Bales, who's the best 230k rookie to get? There's so many questions. Like Alga's there, Charlie West is there, Billy Wilson, one of those three, but I don't know. Alga's probably going to have the most opportunity in the Richmond team for the remainder of the season, but his break-even is up at 40 because he got the 10. So maybe you go Charlie West, ruck forward might help, but yeah, I don't love any. Because he's going Charlie West or Billy Wilson to come in for Boxhill, going Foster, Mills and Clark to McCarthy. With my other trades, could go Tyro in for Johnson, but was wanting to trade Johnson to Rouser next week and go long up. I would go Tyro this week, Matt, because then you can get the best of those rookies next week, and you should still be able to do long up anyway. So I would go Tyro this week, do that trade, go Johnson to Tyro this week, and then go the other rookie down to Rouser next week, and then you can do the other trade. Because if Rousen's not the guy and he's not named, then you can get another rookie instead. So, yeah. Ben Hayes, sup, Bales. I'm going Zorko to Nando, and Angus Clark to Liddy, and Chad to Darcy. Tick. If you're really heavy on the buy, I don't mind those trades. I would prefer to keep Zort, but if you're heavy, that's fine. Copemba, hi, I'm trading at Bailey Smith. I feel he capped out. I wouldn't be trading at Bailey Smith. I'd be wanting to hold him personally. But he's a high score. I think you said, yep, I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't be trading Smith. Yep, so people saying you wouldn't be trading there. Like up for the stream. Yes, make sure you do smash like on video. Right to 14 already, so appreciate that. Tick off Whitfield to Mills, Clark to McCarthy, and Johnson to Moore. Yep, I'll tick those off. Brisbane Bloods allows me to get all rookies off for next week. Yep, I don't mind that. You can get Whitfield back in a couple of weeks. Bales, what's your thoughts on keys to good runs? His limits. Not for me. He can drop a floor score at any point, so I wouldn't. Hey, Bales, and all you ticking the trades off. Clark to McCarthy. Yep. Will Ashcroft to Sam Flanders, and Lord to Matt Kennedy's banks 195k for next week and leaves with 19 on field. Instead of Flanders, though, I would go get Callum Mills if you don't have him already, or Colin McKercher if you don't have him. But yes, I like those trades outside of that. But yeah, not Flanders for this week. I'd want one more week. Bailey Law says, G'day, Bales. G'day, mate. Hope you're going well. Ready for a big weekend of footy, says Moon Boy. G'day, Bales. G'day, legend chat. Smash it likes. Yes, please do that. Limits, I'd rather get Liddy, especially as he's named on field and not interchange. Smash. Yep, agreed limits. I would agree with that one. 21 playing, 18 non-rookie, says Moon Boy. Yep, I like that. That's good. Jack got Jewett in last week to be one step ahead. I hate this game. Yes, I know that was annoying, but at least you'll have him. He'll come back in and he'll make some cash. So at least it's only out for this week. That's annoying. Elizano trading out Carroll, Clark, and Johnson to McCarthy. Wilson playing tonight. Noah Anderson gives you 23 primos with Caleb Daniel being F7 based on price. Had a good season with cash gen. Got at 25 mil. I don't mind those. I just don't love Wilson, but because you got a 25 mil team value, you can probably get away with it. But I'd rather get a different rookie that's already played that you've seen before. Brisbane Buds, I don't have many good captain options this week, so you take off Errol, VC into Cherry. Other options are Rosie, Chera, Sarong, Steele, Heaney, Dot, McRae, Warner. So you don't have Dacos or Dawson, I'm assuming. I would go... you could... A bit of a fly maybe on... I would say Doc because he's probably got the ceiling this week, but Rose, I don't. Yeah, actually no, I would go Errol. Go Errol into Cherry. Yep, do that. I'd rather Errol over Doc tonight, so do that. Baylor says Jacos with Kircher, 177k left, or Nick Dacos and McKercher with 117k left. I'd go Nick Dacos this week. The main next week would get Davidson and McRae at F6. Also, do you think Wagner goes to McRae as well? I think Wagner goes to Nasiah potentially. But, yeah, I'd go Nick Dacos and deal with the upgrade next week. You can go get Dylan Moore instead of McRae next week if you need to. We can start on a Thursday, says Moon Boy. Yep, agreed. Defenders, bro. Should I get Callum Mills and Nick Dacos and McKercher and Nasiah? I've been stuck for a while. Mills and Dacos or McKercher and the Sire. I would go McKercher and Nick Dacos if you can, like, do those two instead. And bank a little bit of cash and get Nasai potentially next week and maybe Mills next week. Or if you don't get Nasai next week, I'll just get Nick Dacos. He's got a great run coming up, and get McKercher because he's a bit cheaper. Sneaky Nano VC says, Ben, yep, he's number 4 for the week. Don't mind that one. Moonboy out, Marais, Madden and Warner for Wilson, Shanahan and Mills. All rooks off field, 21 playing this week, 18 primos. Actually, Job Shanahan's probably the pick out of those 230k rooks this week. I think he's going to get more opportunity, so I would go for that one. 17 primos this week, just need one of Liddy, McCarthy, Jackson and Wilson to go all right. Yep, hopefully they can. Lockout for the players tonight, so Liddy and Bergman emergency, and then I've got Doherty and Rosie tonight. So just the 2 on field and then 2 on the bench looping. So we'll see how they go. Bring in Darcy separately. Moore or Rankin says the DXLR8R. Darcy, Moore, Rankin. I think Darcy's got the most upside, so maybe go Darcy. But Rankin's got some good matchups in the next couple. Rosie, Liddy and Wilson tonight. Hope Chair has a poor game. Been kicking myself for trading him out at his bye. Yep. I wish I started Chera. He was one of the reasons why I haven't had a great year not starting him. Keys, Moore, Darcy or McRae. I would go McRae out of those 4 limits. Then I'd go Darcy, then Moore, then Keys. So I'd actually have it the reverse order you've listed it as. Matt Brown, do you tick off Clark to McCarthy, Bergman to McRae and Merritt to Mills and have 240k for next week? Is it 2 sideways? It means I may struggle to get my last rookie off field. Clark to McCarthy, Bergman to McRae, Merritt to Mills. Yeah, don't mind those. Yep. If it gets you enough cash to upgrade the last rookie next week, then I don't mind it. Rosie and Hewitt tonight, says Moon Boy. Green is a must next week, says Oscar. I don't know about a must. There you go. Bergman is in the midfield on Paddy Cripps. So people were worried about the whole forward thing, but maybe he might rest forward. But he's on Paddy Cripps at the first CBA. So I'm not surprised. I don't think Bergman's going to be saying he's crook this week. So let's see how that goes and how that matchup goes. We're underway. Sweet also in the first CBA. Looks like free kick to TDK against Sweet to start us off. I'm going 2 rooks down for 1 primo. Should I go Josh Dacos or Zach Butters? Sorry, Jameson. There's so much I'm trying to catch up on all of it. I would have gone Josh Dacos for the run personally, Jameson. So I hope you've gone there. But Zach Butters also good in. Smith will get tagged every week from now into the finals as Cody Pemba. I don't think so because he's got Richmond twice. He's got North Melbourne. He's got West Coast. I'd be holding. I wouldn't be trading. I'm interested. So Chincotta has gone to Zach Butters. So I'd said early in the week I thought that Chincotta would go to Butters, and that is being what's happened. So it means Rosie hopefully is going. So it looks like Chincotta to Butters and Bergman on Paddy Cripps tonight. That looks to be the matchup. That'll be a free kick against Drew. Part of me wishes I went Carlton tonight, but I tip Port at home. Who's the starting subs? Bell says Chris. So you got Joe Berry and Flynn Young are the 2 starting subs. If I get Liddy, then I'll play 19 with Liddy on the bench, says Red Lighting. I'd get Liddy. I think he's a good in. I would be getting Liddy in your team. From a Carlton fan's perspective, there's a lot of us who have been really excited for Wilson for a while. His form in the VFLs has been awesome lately. Yeah, I've been hearing good raps on him for a while. I would just want to watch him for a week and then bring him in next week after seeing a good game from him personally. That's what I'd be looking at doing. Free kick to Kane Farrell there against Paddy Cripps. Nando 150 this week, says Ben Hayes. Yeah, I like the Nando pick. I would have gone there if I had my last rookie off the field, but I'm getting Foss up to Mills instead. But I do like Nando this week. Tick off Madden to Tyroo, Carroll to Mills, Clark to Charlie West. Already got McCarthy and Liddy. I would arguably go Job Shanahan. I think he's going to get more of a go in West. He's not going to score great, but then again, he's not going to score great either. So Charlie West has got the ruck forward flexibility. Yeah, I tick those off. I didn't actually see was Hollands at the first CBA because there was talk he was going to play mids this week. But yeah, I'll tick them off. Man down Torrey, Carroll and Mills, Clark to West. I'll tick them off. Flying Cow 23. Fossilised AFL trading Power Pepper, McCarthy and Doherty. Dunkley, Clark and Motlop are going out. I wouldn't get Power Pepper, but McCarthy and Doherty I don't mind. Doherty's obviously a bit more expensive, but there's a Rosie +6. Gives it to Horn Francis for a +6. Bergman could actually be on here for a bit of a kick. Yes, he is. Bergman +6 coming up. And he takes it away. It's a pretty good kick there, actually. Wiedering on Georgiades. And that'll be a ball up. Teams Cook still got 2 rookies on field after trade, says Christian. If you got McCarthy as one, that's okay. But yeah, try and get one of them up next week and you can work from there, Christian. Ben Hayes, yes, Buzz, I'm heavy on buyers. I have Ash Caldwell. I'll switch my trades, just then trading Sheldrick and holding Chad. Going Zorka to Mills, Clark to Liddy and Sheldrick to Nando instead of Chad to Darcy. Yep, don't mind it. Meme dealer, is Merritt holding worth holding considering his easy run coming up? You can hold for 2 weeks and then trade after those 2 matchups. But if you're really heavy on the buy, don't mind trading him. There's a Bergman with a kick as well. It's gone high up to the goal square. So Doherty's starting on the ground, which I like. I do like that. So there's Billy Wilson, his first disposal, I think. He's just got a free kick as well for a higher tackle. Piss off, Rioli. Yeah, sucked in. He's such a grub, man. He doesn't need to do things that he does, and he does it. He's so annoying. Yeah, Bales, thanks, Bales. I'll get my last rookie off field next week with those trades. Yep, Judd, I like those trades. I thought Billy Wilson was playing on there. Hey, Bales says, Rodler. Hey, mate, hope you're going well. Is Doc on here for a +6 at all? He might be on here. Go to Doc. No, Wiedering didn't go to Doherty. Really hope Berman's not playing forward, says Lee Everett. Well, yeah, he's in the first CBA. So, Jack, your trades this week. Here's TDK with a handball as well. There's Jesse Motlop, and that's gone off the side of the boot. It's going to go to bounds. And that'll be, is that a Liddy free kick, or is that not out in the full? My trades, yeah. So I've gone Clark down to McCarthy. That's pretty much the most common trade this week. Johnson down to Liddy, and then use that cash and put that on top of Foss and gone Callum Mills, and that gets my last rookie off the field. There's a Connor Rosie kick. So another disposal for Rosie. Good mark there by Georgiades. There's a Hugh Jackson. He's got Liddy over the top. Yeah, Liddy's +6 coming up here. Love to see it. But yeah, they're my trades there, Jack. Have 19 this week with 5 rookies, says Shannon Barron, Anderson, or Dacos VC into Dawson. You go Dacos VC into Dawson. That's the common one, and they've both got good matchups, so I'd be doing that instead. That's been given as a throw. Burn Jones free kick, lining up for goal. Oh yeah, I've got Doc and Wilson tonight to Lowell playing, 4 playing tonight then, says Moonboy. Yep, fair enough. Rodler trade Zorko instead of Will Ashcroft so I can get Liddy over West. Sorry, Rodler, I missed that. Nah, I probably wouldn't trade Zorko. I'd love to get Liddy, but I wouldn't trade Zorko over Will Ashcroft. Ben Hayes said he reckons Wilson best pick of the rooks. Rodler, oops, no time to ponder Liddy trade. Carson Richard, we worried about Bergman. Well, he's starting the first CBA, so I think he'll be okay. Goal to Darcy Burn-Jones' first goal of the game. Starting the first CBA, it'll be interesting to see if he goes back there again. But he's been okay. He's got a couple of touches early. He's up to 9. Rosie 10 as well. So if you guys started well, Liddy's got the touch there as well. JR, thoughts on Clark to McCarthy, Warner to McRae, and Ash to Josh Dacos. Already have 22 non-rookies. Kurt's the worst of 22. Gives me 18 players who are good scores and 4 rookies. Yeah, don't mind those, JR. Warner to McRae, Ash to Josh Dacos is sideways. I just wonder if maybe you can do something different to maybe prepare for a 23rd premium if you've already got all your rookies off the ground. But yeah, I don't mind those trades there, especially if you're heavy this week. But if you can do like an upgrade and get an extra premium anyway, then I'd prefer to go that path. Elizano, always grab rookies at 230k. Got Liddy, McCarthy, Johnson, Clark, and all with 230k. Save so much cash if you get that week early ahead of everyone else. Yeah, obviously the risk though with that is there's a Bergman kick, and he's been pinged for being held. So don't know if he gets. I don't think he gets that kick that he got, but he'll get another kick here anyway. So decent start for Bergman. I don't know why they tried saying that he was going to play some forward, because I think he's much better as that taggy midfielder. That's not gone 15 for Butters, but they're going to count it. So +6 for Butters. Georgiades. Oh, he dropped it. There's Doherty with a kick. And Farrell's marked it. So Farrell could actually line up from here. Hey, Bales, go Anderson, Dawson, or Kennedy, says Fast Break Frenzy. I think you go, this is the week to get Dawson. If you haven't had Dawson all year, it's obviously been a struggle watching Crows games, but you get him this week. He's got Richmond. He's got a great run home. I'd be getting Dawson if it doesn't break the rest of your team. Jameson Gillen, yeah, I went Dacos. Luckily, I'm going to watch the game now. See you, mate. Thanks, Jameson, mate. Appreciate you asking the question. And, yeah, hopefully Dacos goes well for you. There's Farrell. That's come back. That's going to be a goal if it goes a distance. They might review. No, they've counted as goal. Yep, good kick from Farrell. Couple of early goals for Port. Not going to lie, Bale Scott has screwed Zerrett so bad last month. I'm eating my first ever fast food Nando's if Nando drops 150. Fair enough, yep. And yeah, obviously, Merritt's been chucked around a bit, but Essendon are rebuilding. I've Cooper Lord. I hope Cooper Lord has a shocker tonight. Went him up to more very nervous. I wouldn't be nervous, Chris. Even if Lord was to put up a good score, you've still got an upgrade, so I like it. Like up the stream, says Ben. Yes, please make sure you smash a like and view. We're already up to 24, so appreciate everyone that's done that so far. If you can smash a like on the video, that would be very much appreciated. Yeah, Berman's up to 13, so good start for the Berg. There would have been some people that traded him out last minute, hearing that news about him being forward, but I thought, no, I want to get that last rookie off. If Berman plays bad, then I'll just trade him next week anyway. But he's started all right, been on Crips, so hopefully that continues. Haven't seen Cherry yet, actually. Don't think that was a Bergman tackle. So Chincotta obviously isn't starting in the CBA, but still doing the job on Crips. There's Doherty. Oh, too slow. I don't know if he got the handball away or if that was holding the ball. I'm not sure. I hope that he got the handball just away or it wasn't holding the ball at least, but I guess we'll find out soon. This is why Doc is in danger of being dropped, says DJ. He made one mistake. I think people are sometimes a bit too hard on Doherty. I know that he has some moments, but Butter's asking for it as a handball short. He does have Rosie if he wants to go back for a little +6, but he's nearly getting himself in trouble. No, he's going to give the handball to Butters. Butters with the kick. Great kick. That's a great kick to Drew. And they've got the outnumber. That was well done by Silvani there. Ball in. He did kick the kick out. That cost the goal as well, says DJ. Yeah, but he's under pressure, right? What else is he going to do? Get tackled and a ball up close to the goal. So I don't mind the kick. So did he give away the free kick? Doherty. Nope, they said play on. So he's still on the 5 points. So, yeah, there we go. Butters up to 13 as well. We'll see how he goes with the Chincotta tag. Obviously, Butters got the Jordan tag last week and didn't have a great second half, but it was amazing the first half. Doc is very slow, but in his Carlton team, he's far from their worst player. Agreed, Elizano, agreed. What are you up to now? 25 likes. Appreciate that. We're already at the quarter-time goal of likes. So if you want to, let's try and see if we get to 50. I wonder if we can get to 50 by quarter-time and be halfway to our goal. There's Willem Drew. Probably should have given off the handball, but there's a Lear. Cripper with a kick. It's a good mark by Charlie Kerno, actually. He's gone for goal. Don't know if that's going to bounce. No, that's a behind. Shannon Barron, all Berman owners can thank me because I had him since round 1 and traded him the week they decided to put him in the midfield. His scores were atrocious at the start of the season. Yeah, he was very frustrating at the start of the season. I know Roger, don't know if Roger from Bull Boys started with him, but he was keen on starting him. Yeah, I obviously jumped on him a couple of weeks. I think I jumped on in the week after his bye. There's a +6 for Connor Rosie. They got Bergman's free. Bergman's free, Rosie. Look at the other side. Bloody hell. 200 likes for a shot, Bale says Stu. No, I don't want to make this shot thing pretty frequent, but 200 likes would be amazing. We've never got 200 likes on a watch-along. I'm not sure we have enough people that tune in throughout the watch-along to get 200, but you never know. Bergman's free. Bergman's free on the 50. Butters for another +6. Butters has got a bit of the ball early. There's a Vicentini. It's a good mark. Yeah, I'm not sure if Chincotta's gone to someone else or if Butters just getting some good looks. Butters up to 19 as well, so... Let's have a look, see if Vicentini can put through this goal. We're up to 28 likes as well. Appreciate the legends that keep smashing the likes up on the video. It's going to be a behind. Would be good if not Zorko, Doherty took some kick-ins tonight. Sard's got the kick-in. So Doherty is on. I was wondering if Doherty was on the bench, but so Sard with the kick-in. Short to Doherty. Doherty +5 gives it off to Sard. Oh, no, Haynes didn't take the mark. Here's Rosie. Rosie kick in the 50. That should be a free kick against Boyd. Didn't look at the ball, I don't think. Not a free... Okay, interesting. I thought that would have been free. Butters on debut for me, says DJ. Butters looking good, says Jameson. Yeah, Butters looking good. I think he'll still get... He's going to get this tag for a lot of the night. So I'm keen to see how that does go. So, yeah, we'll see. But, yes, obviously, he's had a few touches early. So, good for those people that have got him. That was one on by Darcy Byrne-Jones there. That's a behind. So there's that Doherty for another +6. Yep, Doc, another +6. So Doc's got a bit of the ball early. Oh, geez, that's not a good kick from Haynes. Tackle for... Gincotta's on the bench at the moment. That's interesting. He's on the bench when Butters isn't. May Butters went to the bench and came straight back on. That might be what happened there. There's Bergman with a handball. There's a chair. I think that's the first time Cher's had. There's Doherty with a kick. So Doherty's had some touches last few minutes. And that'll be out of bounds. Still have Cripps. He's already given away 2 frees, says DJ. Yeah, it's been a tough own of him this year. Cody Pember. Okay, Swamp Thing, Smith back in the team. Going 3 downgrades to get cash next week. Boxall, Boyd and Gross out for these 3 playing rookies. Wilson, Weston, Auger. I would want to do 1 upgrade if you can. There's Cooper Lord for a +5. Gives handball to Doc. Doherty handball back to Lord. So Doherty's had some good touches early. I know he had a mistake earlier on, but he's got a few touches, which is good. But yeah, so Kobe, I'd want 1 potential upgrade in your team if you can. I'd want to do 1 upgrade from a rookie. Where if it's just getting a Mills, McKercher type, I'd rather do that than get 3 rookies. Georgiades says, is that a mark? It's a mark. McCarthy or McKercher fielded, says Riley. I think if you can loop between the 2, you loop McKercher first and see what he does, then play McCarthy if he plays poorly. That's what I would be doing. But I'd still bat McKercher in if you can't loop. I know McCarthy was good, but yeah, but then McCarthy could go well. I'd probably want both on field, Riley. Still have Cripps. Yeah, said it before for DJ. Elizano can't get our D50. They seriously need help back there. None of them can kick it well at all, says Elizano. Jameson Gillen, what are your thoughts on Boxall? Because I'm thinking to keep on bench in case they play him. Even if he comes back in, it's not like his break-even's low and he's going to make heaps of cash quickly. There's a goal for Georgiades. Port have kicked the first 3. I'm fine trading, but if you have to hold, that's fine as well. Riley Thompson, Merritt to Anderson, O'Halloran to Jackson, and Foss to Billy Wilson. Is that good? Don't mind those moves, Riley, but if you can make it so McKercher and McCarthy are both on field, I would do that this week. But yeah, there we go. Let's do a bit of a refresh again. So Butters up to 22 as well. He hasn't come off yet this quarter, Butters, so he will come for rest at some point. Doherty's on 19 as well. Rosie 15. Bergman 15. TDK's on 13. Lord's up to 10 along with Hewitt. Horn Francis on 9. Liddy's on 6. He's obviously been on the bench for a lot of the quarter, so he'll come back on now. Chera's only up to 6 as well. Just had the 1 handball in the tackle so far. Ollie Holland's 2. Then, yeah, Cripps on -1. So that's the scorers so far. Looks like Bergman and Cripps are on the bench now. Yep, Berman's just gone to the bench. So Butter's still on the field, though. Cool, there we go. There's a tackle for Hewitt. Anyone's got Hewitt out there? Up to 30 likes as well. Appreciate everyone that's smashing those up tonight. Appreciate it. 30 is a good number to have at this stage of the watch long already. So if we can keep smashing the likes and keep getting close to that 100, that'd be fantastic. Here's Richards. It's going to go across the... Oh, Georgiades is smart. That's gone straight past Wiedering. So Georgiades lining up for goal. P. Cripps, 3 votes as Moonboy. Well, he's been pretty poor so far. Moonboy has Super Huey. Yep, hopefully Hewitt goes all right. Carlton sucks, says Jay Sutts. Yeah, Carlton haven't made a good start. If they get blown out of the water tonight, I only went Port by 10 because I thought Carlton were going to play a lot better. But if Port blow Carlton out of the water, I wonder if Voss has got a job next week. That would be my question. Another goal for Georgiades. So the first 4 goals go to Port. Rosie might get a lot of junk time marks, says Elizeno. Jameson, Gillen, Hardiman to Josh Dacos, McAuliffe to Liddy and Kako to McCarthy. I think I've done well this week. Yeah, I like those trades. Really good trades, Jameson. I like those trades. Upgrading Hardiman, McAuliffe to Liddy and Kako to McCarthy. Liddy and McCarthy, good ins. I do like those trades. I know Liddy hasn't been huge to start the game just yet, but I think that he'll be a good money maker. I think he'll be in the Port team for a fair bit of the season moving forward. How he has a job now is beyond me. Has the worst game plan. His team selection's poor too. Is Vigo related to Dante, says Ben? Yeah, brothers. Yeah, I think they're twin brothers, if I'm not mistaken, as well. They might not be twins, but I think that they are. That's why I'd like to see Port v Essendon again and see the Vicentini brothers as the 2 rucks. Bergman and Cripps are back on. There's a Horn Francis. That'll be no, not a tackle for Chair. I thought it might have been. Here's Horn Francis with a kick. There's a Hugh Jackson from the pocket. And there's Liddy. Liddy lining up for goal now. I don't think he's kicked a goal yet. I think this will be his first goal if he can get a goal. Be interesting to see if Bergman and Liddy both put up big scores tonight, because then it would mean I'd have to bench McCarthy. Or I could just see how the round's going then, and yeah, we'll see how we go. So Liddy for his first goal, and he's got it. Liddy's first goal in footy. Oh no, he's missed it. I thought he kicked it. They're all going to him like he kicked it. I thought damn it, that's annoying. Oh well, Liddy doesn't have his first goal just yet. I thought he did. That's free kick for Kerno. I'd imagine that's an arm chop. Imagine a Hugh Jackson clinic against your side, says Jay Sutts. Yeah, he started well, Hugh Jackson. Haynes, switch it. You got Doherty on board. Oh, why are you going out onto the wing to Fogarty? Fogarty, kick it back in board. I think Doherty's on for a kick. Fogarty hasn't even looked once. And he goes to a one-on-one. There's Lord handball. There's Cripps with a kick. And Cripps, Kerno's been given the free kick. Can Chera have a shit game for once, as Ben took the Liddy off too early? It's a good one. I like that one. Right, Tonsa, but if I feel McCarthy and McKercher, who will I switch to get McCarthy on? Nasai, Sheasel, can't do Rosie Sinclair or Salem. What, in terms of do you switch one of them back to defence and bench? Are you talking about benching one of them? Because if you've got to bench someone out of all those guys, it is McCarthy. But I just think in best 18, surely there's a way you can get McCarthy on field along with those other guys. If you're talking about best 22, Riley, then obviously you have McCarthy on the bench. But if you're talking about this week, surely there's a way you can get McCarthy on along with all those other guys. Rosie took the kick in, so that was to Sin. Not a great kick by Sin there. Right on the feet of, not sure who that was. I think was it Farrell? So we've got just over 5 minutes to go. 33 likes already. Appreciate everyone that's done that so far. Please keep smashing likes on the video if you haven't already. Bergman, that's not a tackle because the ball went to the teammate of the Carlton player. Here's Butters with a handball. There's Horn Francis. That'll be a tackle for Doc. Good tackle by Doherty. To be fair, when Hoff went to Baz, he limited his scoring a lot, says Ben. Oh, no, not really. He was on in the whole game and he still went like a 130 or whatever it was. So, Rosie with a kick. Out of midair as well. So the ball was up there. Wiedering, you've got Doherty short. What are you doing, man? There's Chincotta. Kicks it out, and that's an intercept mark to Liddy. So Liddy +6 coming up. No, +5. He gives the handball off to Rosie. No, that was Sin. And Rioli, is that a free kick in the back? No, surprise. I thought that might have been a free kick. There's Billy Wilson, handball there. Wilson, another disposal. That'll be a kick. Not a great kick. Straight to Lockie Jones. Don't know if same will apply to Dacos. Feel pretty loose watching live, but I don't know. Nice Liddy come on, says Ben. Jay Sutts, there's acres going in the rooms. Jay Sutts, Bell's thoughts on my trades. Lawler to Dawson. Clark to McCarthy. Ashcroft to Anderson. Oh. Talk about Jason. I don't know if you're trying to brag there, but they are amazing trades, mate. Clark to McCarthy. Ashcroft to Anderson and Lawler to Dawson. That is they are some very, very nice trades. They are probably the trades of the week that I've seen for sure. So, yeah, mate, very nicely done. Liddy doing well, hoping to go 80 plus as I only have 20 playing this week, says Elizeno. Riley Thompson, yeah, I can't. All my backs and mids are playing and my forwards I have 2 that aren't playing and all my mids are in DP and I've got no forward backs players in DP. Have you got a red dot in your defence or midfield there, Riley? Because I would loop someone and see what they score. Like Luke McKercher with McCarthy. So if you've got like Max Holmes or a red dot or something, I'll do that. Surprised Chincotta stint on Lockie Jones. Yeah, I'm not sure if they dropped the tag or not, but Jay starts to make it even better. Allbrooks off only mid prices are Amon, Doherty, McKercher and Long. Nicely done, Jay Suts, mate. Love to hear that. In a good spot, I reckon. Hugh Jackson up to 32. Bloody hell, he's had a good start. Didn't think anyone would have Richards, Georgios and Jacks as the top scoring players so far, but here we are. Butters on 24. He's on the bench at the moment. Doherty is on 23 as well. Rosie 21. So not huge score so far. Thought that might have been a free kick to Bergman for a high tackle. And Bergman's been pinged for holding the ball. That's not holding the ball. That is such a shit call. How are you pinging someone for holding the ball when he's bloody got it and someone's on his back? Don't understand that. I don't know if Bergman got a handball out before that happened there. No, he didn't. So Bergman's down to 12. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep. So Bergman quiet start. So I will be taking the best score of Liddy and Bergman. So I'm hoping that Bergman, if Bergman's going to play bad, I just want him to get to at least a 60 or a 70, just so he doesn't drop a huge amount in cash. Right, Thompson. Yeah, I can. Well, yeah, Luke McKercher with the emergency. If he goes well, you take his score. If he doesn't, play McCarthy. That would be what I'd do there, Riley. Ben Hayes, I'm doing a challenge where I pick a content creator every week and different I lose to them in points. I times by 10 have to run that in kilometres, says Ben. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I don't know if I'd do that personally myself, but there you go. Chera on bench again. Great, says Crinkly Cut. Yeah, Chera hasn't been great to start the game, but we know he can have a bad quarter or two, but still get a really good score. So I wouldn't be panicking just yet. I'm looping Wilson with Ned Long, but I don't think I can keep Wilson's score. Well, it just depends, Riley, what he does. Here's another Rosie kick in. Hey, Gene says, hey, Bales, just scouting some potential forward options. Luke Parker's someone to keep an eye on. Here's another Rosie +6. Potentially, I don't know if I'd be jumping on him myself, but Liddy short, Rosie. What are you doing? Yeah, the Chincotta Butters tag is certainly, then again, sorry, Butters is on the bench, so that's why. There's Farrell with a kick. That was well done. But that was well defended by Doherty. That was on Horn France, and I know that Horn France has now got it there, but that was more his teammates' fault for not getting the ball. But I thought that was good defending by Doherty. Gives you motivation to run, says Ben. Yep, fair enough. Jay Sut's praying for a good rise this week. Planning my buys to get rookies off One sideways trade I've done is gone to Marshall. Yep, don't mind that. Billy Wilson with a kick in. Very interesting that he's getting a kick in. He's someone to watch. If he keeps his spot in the team, he's a guy that could actually score quite well. Mystery Jack says, Moon Boy Hill on track for his 4th ton in a row back on the ton run. Yep, he's had a good start to the game. Has that been called for deliberate punching out of bounds? Or is no free kick to Kerno maybe? But yeah, Gene, in terms of forward options, you got Dylan Moore, Sam Darcy, Jack McRae, a few of those guys. I'm not sure on Parker. I think there are better options personally. Best tag is the bench. Just ask Dale, says Moonboy. Yeah, fair enough. Cool, I'm up to date with all the... I think I'm up to date with all the chat. If I did miss your questions for some reason, I think I've got all of them. But if I did miss it, just chuck it back in the chat and I can answer it for you. I think I've answered everything, but if I did miss it, then apologies. Up to 34 likes as well, so make sure you guys keep smashing the likes on the video. That'd be very much appreciated. So Butters is back on. TDK free kick against Sweet again. So another free against for Sweet. There's Liddy. That is such a bad handball to Liddy. Hollands has got tackled there. So it does look like Hollands is playing a lot more around the ball. Caleb Fife, Moore or Mills? I would go Mills out of the two if you can. Yeah, Chincotta's back on Butters. So maybe it was just that Butters went off and Chincotta stayed on and then Butters went off. But yeah, I think that they're still running that tag. But yeah, on Mills there, Caleb Fife. Callum Robson, Billy Wilson is a great role. Yep, yeah, he's someone to watch for this week. If he goes well, he's someone that we're going to target next week for that cheap price. There's a tackle for Bergman. And here goes Bergman with a kick. That is an awful kick, but it's going to work anyway. He might get it back here. Give it back to Bergman. Bergman can go for goal here. Bergman can go for goal. He's going to go short to Horn Francis. Horn Francis with a kick to Georgiades. He was trying to go to Bergman, I think, but it's out of bounds. So Bergman, a couple of disposals there. Not great disposals, but we'll take it. He's up to 22, Bergman, after a quieter start. Not too bad, we'll take it. Rosie up to 30 as well, so good start for him. I wish I put him in my game day squad. I didn't. I left him out this week thinking that if the tag went there, just in case. I think there's Doherty on the bench at the moment. Yes, Doherty's on the bench at the moment for anyone that wanted to know. Horn Francis, really? He's always got to do this thing shit every now and again. It is quarter time, though. Can't have the Ports, his flag Port. Is it cold in Adelaide, Bales? Yeah, a bit cold. Yep. BAILSDT, what do you think Nakos's floor will be to end the year? I think it'll be pretty good for most of the year. Chincotta will go to him next week, but besides that, he's got some good matchups. We are Sopax, his flag Port. Not sure if I'd say you're back just yet, but they've started well. What is Cherry doing? He did this last week as well, says Brisbane Bloods. Yeah, and it's a bad start, but I do think he'll get back into the game. So, yeah, we'll see how he goes. Errol Goulden's a big one I'm watching tomorrow night as well, for those playing along at home. Up to 34 likes as well. Appreciate everyone that's done that so far. Keep smashing likes on the video. That'd be very much appreciated. So we'll go to the scores. So Joe Richards, top scoring, 37 points. Nice start for him. Farrell, 33. Jackson, 32. George Yardy's 31. So we didn't probably pick any of those guys to be up there. Connor Rozee, though, 30 points. Good start for him. 8 kicks from his 8 touches, a couple of marks. So Hewitt's on 30 as well. Good start for him. Then outside that, everyone else is 24 or less. So Kerno, 24. Butters, 24. Doherty's on 23. So Butters and Doherty, okay starts. Horn Francis, 22. Bergman's on 22 as well. TDK is on 21. Liddy's on 18, so solid start for him. Billy Wilson's on 16, had a good roll, so one to be definitely keeping on for the rest of the game here. Cooper Lord's on 12, been a bit quiet. Vicentine's on 8. What else we got? Cherra's on 6 and Cripps on 4. So they're the two ones that have struggled early, is those two. Who is it? Willie Rowley yet to touch the ball, along with Lewis Young, both yet to touch the footy. I think Sweet hasn't touched the ball. Yeah, he's had 0 touches, 11 hit-outs And 2 tackles is why he is on the score that he is. Yep, so they're the scores. Rosie just got he got a mark added, Rosie, for some reason. Not sure why he got the mark added, but he's up to 33 regardless. So we will take that, that's for sure. Voss packing his bags as we speak, says Elizeno. Roy Thompson, somehow I can't loophole McCarthy and McKercher, so who should I field? You field McKercher. It's going to suck not fielding McCarthy, Riley, but I'm not sure what else you could do to get around it. Matt Brown, I'm a bit worried about trading out Bergman now, says Matt Brown. Well, he's had a good role, but we know the role can change. I'm still looking, but maybe he might go for me next week. I want him to go as well as he can because I want Caldwell next week. I haven't paid up for anyone for a while, and I might be breaking Caldwell again, paying up a little bit, but I do want him with those matchups. I think he's going to be someone, if I don't get next week, I don't know if I'm going to own him again. So I'm thinking I might get him next week. That's the plan at this stage. Up to 36 likes. Appreciate everyone that's liked that so far. If you haven't done so, please do smash a like on the video. It'd be very much appreciated. Did put a $2 multi on as well from the leftover bonus bet that I had from a week ago. What did I do? So I had Bergman for 15, he's on 6. Jace Bergman for 15, he's on 3. Cherry to get 20s on 1. Cripps to get 20s had 4. Doherty to get 20s had 5. Rosie to have 25, he's had 8. Hewitt to get 25, he's had 5. Farrell to get 15, he's had 6. Liddy for 15, he's had 3. And Sard for 15, he's had 2. So I'm probably not going to get it tonight. $2 bonus bet gets $21 back, which would be nice. But yeah, I'm keen for Caldwell, says Matt Brown. Yeah, I just think that he's cheap for what he's doing. What does Mirror's Magic say he's priced at? Because that would be what I'd want to know. Like, is he overpriced or is he fairly priced or slightly? Because I think he's closer to a 110 than he is like 100, right? So I think he's a 105 plus at least. So Jai Caldwell's priced at 107. So you are paying up for him, but he's someone I'm looking at bringing in. I could go for like a Butters or something next week instead. Obviously, this is before any carnage happens, right? What is his break even? I just want to see what the break even is for him. Caldwell's break even, so 96. So it's probably not going anywhere very quickly, but with Gold Coast and Richmond coming up, that could be a couple of 120s, and all of a sudden he's 1.1, and I don't know how I'm getting him back in. So, and see, there you go. Berman's had the most clearances on the ground with 3 along with TDK. So should I go Boxall or Kako for Liddy, says Jameson. I'd go Kako out. Boxall's at least got the chance to come back in, whereas Kako's done his job. He's on bye this week. I'd be going Kako out in there, Jameson. Bradley Smith, hey, Bales, what's best option with Dewar not playing now? Who would you need, Brad? Do you need a forward? Do you need a mid? Can you get any position? It just depends what you're looking for there, Brad. Castle Richards, I'm keen for a few of these Giants players. Buys have kept me away for too long. Yeah, but they've been a bit up and down, these Giants players. I think Ash and Whitfield have been the two that have been consistent, but guys like Tom Green have been very up and down. So, yeah, obviously Whitfield will be a good option very soon. I'll be definitely targeting him. Long, if Berman puts up a good score, I could go Long out next week to one of those mids and then get Whitfield the following week. That would be what I'm looking at doing. Need a forward, says Brad. I don't know how much have you got to spend, Brad? Like, what are your trades? That would depend what your trades are, what you're looking at doing. That would be my question. I just see his Cripps going to the bench, starting on the bench, or is he starting forward or something? I'm not sure, but that will affect Berman if that's the case. What's your top 3 VC and C, says Jameson? I've uploaded my captain video earlier today, so if you want to check that out, make sure you do. But my top 3 was Dacos, Dawson, and Darcy Cameron. I won't tell you the order. Actually, no, I will stuff it. No, Dawson 1, Dacos 2, Darcy Cameron 3. No, Cripps in the middle. I thought he was going somewhere else, but he's in the midfield. I imagine that's Berman next to him there. Yeah, Berman next to him. Here we go. About to start the second quarter. Second quarter is underway. Butters, Bergman, and Horn-Francis in the first CBA there. There's Chera. That you got a handball away just. There's a handball for Butters, handball for Rosie. So a few of our players touching the ball early. Doherty is starting on the ground again. Really want Tom Green next week. West Coast Geelong, Essendon next 3. Think he'll be well over $1 million after that. Giants have a good run to end the season, says Elizano. Yeah, and he's someone I might target next week as well. Him and Dunkley. There are a few players that I could go instead of a Caldwell if I would like to. Just depends. Flying Cow 23. I want to go long up to Tom Green. Thoughts? Or should I go Caldwell instead? Well, that's something that we'll be able to look at next week, Flying Cow. I really like Caldwell. He's not going to be tagged. I think when he's in the midfield over 70% CBAs, he averages like well over 115, I think. So he's got the fantasy game. He's not going to get tagged. So I'm pretty keen on him, whereas the other guys I'm looking at have all got that tag potential. But we will see. Tom Green is going to be 80k cheaper, right? So that could be something there. Sarge, short kick to Wiedering. I was hoping that was Doherty, but not to be. Chincotta still on Butters as well, because he's with him here at this contest. I think he's bouncing off of Butters then. Here's Hewitt again. Hewitt kick. There's a Chera with a handball. Here's Doherty with a kick. It's not a good kick from Doherty, unfortunately, there. There's Lockie Jones. Lockie Jones, he's fumbled it. He would have handballed to Bergman there. And then Bergman's man Cripps with the short kick. Akers. Don't know what Power Pepper did there. Cripps is certainly chatting to him on the ground. Yeah, too easy. I'm thinking I'm going Dawson VC, Nasai captain, says Jameson. Yep, don't mind. I'm assuming you don't have day cost, but even if you do, I don't mind that move. That's a bit of a pod play that not many people do. I'm still unsure of Dunkley. If he has another good game after his bye, then maybe, but I'm scared his role has changed too much to be consistent top 8 mid anymore. Plus as well that they've also got a pretty tough run. That's the other thing as well. Whereas guys like Caldwell have got a pretty nice run. Tom Green, nice run. So it'll be interesting to see, but they're all options, I think. Here's another kick in for Rosie. Good on you, Vicentini. Don't know what he's doing that for, but anyway, I think he's trying to get the tag away from Butters. Don't know if Doherty gave away the free kick or if that was paid a mark. I hope they just paid the mark, but wouldn't be shocked. Tim, someone told me to keep Johnson and Clark. I'm not sure, Tim. I don't know. Here's Hugh Jackson again. Hugh Jackson's had a good start of the game. He might be a downgrade target next week if he keeps this up. There's Vicentini. Probably could have played on there and given the handball off. So was that a free kick against Doc? Don't think so. They've still given him that kick that he got. He's on 26, but it'll just be interesting to see if that was a free against him there. Butters lost a handball as well, by the way. He's down to 22 unless he gave a free kick away. What's that? So 12. Butters just lost a handball, so he's on 30. Sorry, he's on 22. Sorry. Hugh Jackson top scoring for the game on 40, and then Rosie's there on 38 as well. So good start for Rosie. What do I do? Says Tim, would you rather hold them over Gray? Tim, I gave you a team review, so just if you listen to my advice in there, then that should help you out with your team. Here's Doherty for a +6. Love that. He's just got those. He's got those pig tendencies. Like he's in defence, he calls for those little short +6s. We'd love to see it. So Doherty's scoring all right, considering it is against Port Adelaide in a tough matchup. There's a free kick against Carlton. Horn Francis taking the advantage. Good kick inside to Bergman. Bergman +6 coming up. He gives the handball off to Butters. I wish he didn't do that, but and Mark to Burn Jones. Yeah, I know, but they said don't do that. Who said don't do that, Tim? Who said don't do that? Looks like Butters is coming to the bench now. Is he? Be very early in the quarter to come to the bench. Maybe Chincotta's going to follow him. So let's see if Burn Jones... Carlton's still yet to score a goal. This would make it a 38-point lead already, which would be pretty bad if they start off with this. And Burn Jones, that's going to be a goal. Yep, goal for Burn Jones. Support have started very well. Now I'm partly thinking, why did I not do more than 10 points? Paul Southwell, says Tim. I don't know who that is, Tim. As I said, I gave my advice of what I would do, but if you want to follow someone else, Tim, that's fine. I'm just you ask me, I'll give you what I think. So, yeah, just go ahead and do that or do what Paul says. I'm not fussed. Hope that works out regardless for you, Tim. Vanessa Valentine, thanks for answering my question. All good, Vanessa. All happy to help. That's why we are live and doing all this stuff, so appreciate it. Have to trade Lord up, though, so it will be either Dacos or Parker or Bont and Moore. Don't want to miss out on Dacos captain score thoughts. Thanks. Oh, geez. Dacos and Parker or Bont and Dylan Moore. Geez, part of me wants to go for Bont and Moore, but what's Parker done? Is Parker someone that you can compromise on? There's Doherty with a handball. So Doherty's still doing his thing. So Parker's averaging 83.6 for the year. One had a mark from Farrell. That was nice. There's Power Pepper. Not quite the mark. Oh, no, free kick. So Parker's gone. Yeah, I don't think I'd go Parker. He's gone. He went 36-47 pre-buy, and then he went 102-85, 107 in his last three. Let me go up to Vanessa's question. What was the question at the start? So Carlton McCarthy, I'll do that. Yep, tick that in. You've got to go Bergman up to Dacos. And you've already traded Cooper Lord, haven't you, Vanessa? I think you have. I'm assuming you've traded out both those already. I think you've got to go Bont and Moore. I think you've got to go Bont. I don't want Parker. I think Dylan Moore's the better pick. I guess it depends who your other captain option is. If you've got Dawson as your captain this week, I think it's fine. But yeah. Yeah, I would go. There's Doherty for another +6. Oh, no, +5, sorry. Gave the handball off. Nope, wasn't allowed to. I actually like the umpire did that then, so we'll get the extra point for the Doherty kick. Clark most traded out, Tim. Tim says, would you trade Johnson, Clark, or hold? Trade out Clark, Tim. I'm happy to trade out both, but I'd trade Clark out first. Baylor says, are you using a PC, Bales, or laptop? If PC, are you a bit of a gamer? No, just laptop. Not really a gamer, no. I used to play FIFA and that back in the day, but here's Rosie for a +6. Got Bergman potentially short. No, so Rosie +6 coming up. Goes to Sin. Now I am probably regretting not playing Rosie in my game day squad. He's going to get another +6 here, Rosie. So Rosie's racking up some points. He just chipped it back to Sin. They've got a couple of the +6s pretty quickly. Good defense by Chera there. Didn't work out, but it was good defense. There's Hugh Jackson again with a handball, so he continues to score well. Oh, there's no Doherty, no touch there. And Wiedering out to Burgoyne. Burgoyne lining up for goal. Michelle saying Reed and Ridley will be off the Don's injury report after Boster Johnson. Clark roles uncertain going forward. It's fine to trade them if you can help get the upgrade you want. Agreed, Michelle. Yep, because you got also Zach Reed as well. Redmond. Sorry, you said Zach Reed there, but Redmond's the other one that will come back. So agreed. My name is pronounced Jamison. Haven't I been saying Jamison? Like Jamison? 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 Is that? I'm sure I've been saying a bit right, surely. Would you hold Merritt or trade? Will you be going to Katy Perry concert? Not going to the concert, no, Tim. But Merritt, I'd be happy to trade as well. I'd trade out 3 Essendon players, Merritt, Clark and Kako, says DJ. Yep, that they're fine to trade. Who's got the kick in here for Carlton? Because Port just missed one there. It is a 40-point lead. So Sard with the kick in again. Oh, good defence by Liddy then. Can't pick up the ball, though. Is that a high tackle? No. Could be... No, nothing. Horn Francis hesitated with a tackle and dropped his injured shoulder to protect it. Looks like it's hampering him quite a bit. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to go to him just yet. Butters is on and Chincotta's still off, so that's interesting that they haven't made that switch to bring him back on. Jackson needs to slow down, says Moon Boy. Okay, trades changed again. Out Boxall, Boyd and Gross in Wilson, Weston, Clark from Freo. Yeah, I don't mind Jordan Clark, actually a bit of a pod. Don't mind it. Feverlink, I was going to VC Rosie, but literally none of the experts had him in the top 10 captain, so I assumed I was missing something. The only reason I didn't have him in the top 10 was because, well, that's assuming you call it. I'm just assuming you call him an expert, but I might not. I'm probably not an expert. But I didn't have him in the top 10 because I just was worried that I didn't know where Chincotta was going to go to Butters or Rosie. So I just decided that I was going to go, well, I'm not going to hedge my bets one way or the other. So I'll just fade both for captains. Plus, with all the other options we got this week, I decided to go that way instead. This will be an interesting week for Voss, says Moon Boy. Are they switching to Doc? No, Doherty is here. Just got the ball. Nothing for Doc, so ball up. Really don't want to trade Chera next week. Is he a trade to Cam 5? No, not yet. Let's see what he does tonight. No, you were saying Jamieson. Just call me Jam. Okay, I'll call you Jam. Yep. Fair enough. Apologies, mate, that I was getting it wrong. So, Jamie son. I'm assuming. But yeah, I'll just call you Jam from here to make it easier. VC was on Rosie until I put it on Dacos. Hopefully Rosie still goes bang, but not more than Nick. Yeah, I think Nick will be a good VC option tomorrow night. Saturday. That's what I'm doing. So let's do a bit of a score. We haven't had the fantasy score updates for a while. Rosie up to 50 as well. Doherty 40, which is nice. So a couple of those players getting it done. Hewitt, that'll be a throw. Yep, free kick to Boak. And Butter's going to get a kick here as well while Chincotta's on the bench. Good mark for... No, Georgiades free kick against Silvani there. And see, here's Rioli again. He is such a grub. Like, why? What's the need to go up to the Carlton player and give it to him? Like, after all the stuff that he's been accused of and stuff, and he's still doing this shit on the footy field. I really don't understand it. Already have so many good rookies: McCarthy, Wilson, Liddy, Angus Clark, Zach Johnson. Tim, would you afford Clark to McCarthy, Gray to West, Hardeman up? Yeah, Tim, I like those trades. Yep. Ken Inkley should take over Carlton job at halftime. Voss has left the box, says TJ. You're one of them, mate, says Phil Lang. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. We have had a good year for captains besides the Whitfield at number 2 last week. That was the only real bad one, unfortunately. Liddy hasn't done much this quarter, says Ella's done. He's been a bit quiet this quarter. So, yeah, so as a Rosie's on 50. Georgiades up to 55 as well. Doherty 40. Hewitt 36. Horn Francis 29. Had 7 kicks. TDK 29. Butters 28. Berman's on 27. So Berman's had his break for the quarter. So hopefully comes back on now. Wilson 18. So Liddy hasn't touched it this quarter so far. Lord's on 12. Yeah, Cripps and Chera both on 10. So obviously Berman has got that job. But I did actually have Cripps and that in my multi, so I don't think Cripps is going to get to the touches there, but I guess we will see. But yeah, if you are tuning in, make sure you do smash like on the video. We're up to 41 likes already, so appreciate if you haven't liked it yet. If you can smash a like on the video, that'd be fantastic. Butter's got the clearance there with the kick as well. There's Farrell. No, it's going to go out of bounds. Jordy asking, where's Chera? And I just said, no, where is. Chera's, been pretty quiet. Good intercept mark by Burgoyne. And intercept mark by Zerk Thatcher. Weary, g'day Bars, how are you? How's your night bid? Thanks, Weary. Yeah, going all right. Yeah, not too bad so far. Got all the content out earlier today and relaxing watching the game. So Jack's another kick, by the way. Just relaxing watching the footy and hoping for a good weekend. Obviously, I would love to be inside the top 8K this week. I think I'm 8,100 and something. I'd love to be inside the top. Well, my real goal this week, if I come up another 1,100 spots and go up inside the top 7K, I'll be fairly happy. That'll be the highest I've been all season. So hopefully we can do that. Crows top 4, says Tim. I hope so, mate. I hope so. Zach Williams taking kick-ins now, so really aren't getting a designated guy to be doing it. Go to Doc. Go to Doc. Go to Doc. Wiedering, look to your left. No. Only playing 18 this week. And he's not happy with Chera, so I'm assuming Chera's one of those 18. If Chera puts up a bad score, that's going to hurt a lot of people, because a lot of people did hold. So, yeah, be interesting to see. We've got 7.5 minutes to go as well, so still time for player score, but it's been a low-scoring game besides a couple of players. Besides really Rosie and Georgiades, most people are just... a lot of people in the 30s and even the 20s as well. So there's a Bergman with a handball. Looks like Bergman isn't in the midfield at the moment. I don't know if Cripps is playing forward. But Bergman just got the handball there. So it'll be interesting to see if that is the case. So Bergman's currently on Chincott at the moment. So Cripps is coming on now. So I'd imagine that Bergman will go back into the mids now. Jam says, do you reckon Free have a chance on doing what Brisbane did last year? There's Doherty plus, that's a 50. That's 50. That's 50. How is that not 50? Doherty should have been lining up for goal there, so he got the +5 because he gave the handball away, but that should have been a free kick. There's a Liddy intercept mark. Nicely done by Liddy. There's a Rosie. Rosie with a kick. But yeah, I don't know if... Like, Freo can do what Brisbane did last year, right? I don't know if they're going to. But if you're in the finals, you've got to be in it. In it to win it, as they say. So there is a chance that it happens. I probably don't think it will happen, but Freo are playing pretty good footy at the moment. So, something to watch. And there's a... there's that in the back against Vicentini. That was a bit of a silly one because he was dropping the mark anyway. Baylor says, Jordy is such a gun forward considering he cops the best defender each week from the lack of port tools in the side. Imagine if we get some quality tools. Yeah, he's been good this year. Bailey for sure. He's been very, very good. Felenko Williams kicks a goal every single week for 2 months or more. I'll put him 1 goal in my multi. Voss sent in the fullback. Nice. Yeah, well, I probably don't love playing Carlton in any multis at the moment. I only do disposals anyway, just because it's a little bit more predictable with disposals. Whereas goal kickers, all you need is a player to kick 0 goals 3 from a game and not get much of it, and then all of a sudden that hasn't hit. So but then again, it's easier to get 1 goal than 15 touches. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Elliot 650. Do you think Merritt or Anderson and Whitfield to? Oh, hang on. Do you think Merritt to Anderson? That's a bad kick. Cooper Lord will be taking a free kick. Do you think Merritt to Anderson and Whitfield to Mills? Thoughts? 500k in the bank and Carlton players have fully thrown the towel in on Voss here, I feel. Not with 500k in the bank, Elliot. I wouldn't do those. I'd keep one of the prems and upgrade a rookie. Just upgrade a rookie. Like, if you've got 500k in the bank, if you've got a rookie in the 400s, you can probably keep like a Whitfield or a Merritt instead. Maybe keep Merritt with those. Oh, I'd rather Whitfield. But then there's a chance he doesn't play next week. If you got McCarthy, if you got all your rookies off field and McCarthy's covering case Whitfield didn't play, I'd keep Whitfield, but I'd keep one of them. There's a Butters with a handball. Here's Chera with a kick, and it's out on the full. Butters another kick coming up. So the tag, okay, Butters isn't working, and now they tag Rosie when I have the VC on him. Are they tagging Rosie now? There's part of the reason why I didn't play Rosie in my game day squad. Just because Butters giving the thumbs up to the guy in the crowd. That's pretty funny. Now they're calling it back again. Oh, no. Now they're giving the ball to Vicentini. And Butters is going to get the kick anyway. I don't know why the umpires do that at times, and they sometimes don't. Bergman, unfortunately, didn't get the pull and there. So Doherty with a kick. It's a good kick, Kerno. Yep, good kick by Doherty. That's annoying. I don't know why the umpires do that when, like, oh, no, it's not your kick, it's this guy's kick. Who gives a shit? Just let the player kick it in. It doesn't actually matter. I went to Adelaide Jets Cross Primary School, says Tim. There you go. Fevelenko, 100%. That's my rule normally. No goal kickers, but I also put Georgiades 3+, so tick. Yes, Doc finally says Fevelenko. Yeah, it was a good kick by Doc. Doc's up to 48 as well, so just getting it done. Doherty. Rosie 53 as well. Jackson obviously going along nicely there. Butters up to 36 now, even with that tag. Bergman 29. What's Liddy on? Liddy's on 24. So he just had that +6 there, Liddy, for the quarter. There's a mark there for Vicentini. Rosie up to 56. He's now the top scorer of the game. Had Liddy there short, and they've gone longer to Horn Francis. Trying to handball in between Power Pepper's legs. Didn't work. Baylor says, I done multi on the Dogs v Richmond game, was paying $9K from a $100 bet, but didn't hit because I put Boogie Comes anytime scorer, which he scored, but was subs to the multi was void. See, that's annoying. I feel like if it's void, but it still hits or whatever, and everything else hits, you should get paid out regardless. That again, that's how they get you. That's how they want to keep money, because they'll go, no, we'll void it just in case everything else hits and we don't have to pay you out. So it's stupid, but is what it is. Looks, I think, is Doherty moved forward? Doherty's moved forward. Doherty's playing forward now. He's not playing defence at the moment. Fantasia's in the midfield. What is going on with Carlton? Why are you playing a half-backer up forward? What are they doing? There's Butters. No disposal for Butters there. There's Liddy with a handball. Doherty mark. So Doherty's still scoring all right. Doherty can go the journey from here. I don't know why he's looking off for the handball. I've seen Doc kick these. Don't give the handball off, Doc. Go for goal. Doc forward and Williams in defence is Elizondo. Yeah, it's dumb, but if Doc can score well, then that's fine. I don't know why they're moving Doc forward. It just makes no sense. Carlton don't make sense. Come on, Doc. Put it through, mate. Is that going to come back? No, it didn't make distance. Is that a free kick from McGovern? No. No free kick from McGovern there. Doherty's still going well, though. He's still over 50. But I just don't love if he's going to be forward for the remainder of the game. He might only get to an 80. But I guess we'll see. Really need Bergman to get involved. He's been pretty quiet. There's a tackle for Liddy. Handball for Butters. I don't know if Liddy got the free kick, but if so, it would have got the extra point. Georgiades out of the back. So why is Silvani on Georgiades? He's going to get around him. There you go. Goal for Georgiades. And it's, what is it? 58? Yeah, 58-6 at the moment. 52-point lead for Port at the moment. Michelle Lee, should I trade Merritt to Dacos or Josh Davis plus May for next week? I'd go Nick Dacos out of those. Or trade one of McCluggage, Zorko, Ash and get Mills and Moore. Or Darcy. I'd go Merritt to get Nick Dacos, I think. That's fine, Michelle. I'd do that one. Depends if you got all your rookies off the field, but I'd like that one. Red lighting, if Arga is my 20th and Liddy's trapped on the bench, McCarthy my 19th, I'm nervous about it. So I've got 21. Arga's my 21st scorer. Liddy's on my bench and McCarthy's my 20th. So I'm very similar to you. I'm still fine enough with it just because of the week this week. Fevelenko, I got Rosie, Doherty, Chera and Liddy tonight. I'll take 360 total at this stage. Jam, can you please tell us Liddy's score? We got the tackle there, so he might be in the 30s. Yeah, he's up to 30. Oh, Bergman's just run straight into... Butters has just run straight into Bergman there. Friendly fire. Hope Bergman's okay. Typical Butters again. Yeah, Bergman's bleeding, so he's going to come off. That'll be him done for the quarter. Could be a broken nose. That's bloody hell. So now I'm going to have one of Bergman or Liddy in my... Bergman down. Copped a hit from Butters. I think he's okay. I think it's just his nose. Typical Butters, man. Like, does that guy ever have any awareness at all? Like, he's just an idiot. Like, well, actually, Butters had the ball and Bergman was actually the one that ran into him. He'll have the HIA. But why is it bloody Butters all the time getting involved in stuff like this? You have the HIA, so I'm hoping he's okay, but that would be disastrous if he was to go down this much. Don't think they trust Liddy with the ball. This game has been open and ignored 5+ times, says Weary. BAILSDT, yeah, didn't even know that was a rule in terms of conditions that a sub means the multi's void. Merit to Dacos is a no-brainer, says Fevelenko. Whereas Cheris is where he yet been very, very quiet. There's Carlton's first goal. Didn't even realise that. Lewis Young kicked it. Carlton might actually not get a goal to tie first up. But yeah, they just did. So just got in there before it happened. Opening AFL app, Jam, all scores there. Nice goals to DJ. Michelle Lee, second option means I don't have any rookies on field. Mills and Moore with no rooks on field or get Dacos. Maybe you go Mills and Moore because I do like the idea of getting your last rookies off field. Because if we get some bullets, you still got a rookie on field. So maybe you go that. That's a safer option. Berg down to coverage. Berman's fight. Yeah, it was. Yeah, broken nose, rarely concussion at least. Definitely Berg stealing off Butters' plate. Baylor says Butters' tongue out smiling before the hit is hilarious. I don't know. I don't know why he was it after the hit or before the hit. Because if he's laughing after hit, I don't really get why he was laughing at his teammate getting injured. But fair enough. Kicking board. No, not to McGovern. There's Rosie with a handball. Hasn't done many of those handballs tonight. He's been kicking the ball pretty much every time he gets it. George Hewitt, intercept mark. So Hewitt's been quiet this quarter. There's Rosie with a kick. Rosie's had a very, very good first half. I think Doherty's on the bench as well. What is this scoring sheet from on the left, says Jam? So Butter's going down the rooms early. So it's from the AFL website, just the AFL stats. He didn't even go and apologise to Berg, says Bailey. But it wasn't really Butter's fault. But yeah, if you're the teammate, you really should be checking on him and making sure he's okay. But didn't do that. So yeah, bloody Bergman. Really wish he was. I was hoping he was going to get to a solid score by the end of the quarter, but he's not going to. He had a good first quarter like he did last week, but again had a bad second quarter. There's Butters with a handball. So Butters is up to 40 now as well. Port have got a chance to get another goal here. Inboard to Lockie Jones. Gee, that's almost 50. TDK just runs straight in the protected zone. What's happened here? Adam Sard's down at the moment. Don't know what's happened to Sard off the ball. Something happened off the ball. Doesn't look in a good way, unfortunately. What's happened? Oh, Vicentini. Well, he's going to go for that then. Vicentini's going to be suspended for that. That's a bump off the ball, and he's got him high. So he's going to be in a bit of trouble for that one. I can't trade Gray Clark. Not enough cash. What did you say again, Berman? No, Berman just got hit. He went down. He's down in the rooms at the moment, but it is nearly half time. See, this is better from Carlton, actually showing a bit of like, this is just pretty cheap shot from Vicentini there. Like, you got to be careful when you're bumping, particularly off the ball. When he's bumped and got Sard high, Sard is not even expecting it. So Vicentini's going to be in a bit of trouble for that one. It doesn't matter if he's taller than his opponent. That's the whole point about being taller. You've got to take care. That's just dumb. He's had some things like that tonight, Vicentini, that have been close to giving free kicks away, and that's it there. So Chera, that'll be holding the ball, should be. Chera just got 2 tackles in succession there, so. And that'll be half time. So half time of the game, yeah, Saad doesn't look too great. So they're all getting a Vicentine. See, I actually like this in Carlton. Like, they didn't do this last week when Cherry threw TDK into the fence. But the fact that they're actually getting around to Vicentine, actually letting him know, like, mate, you can't do that. They probably would have seen that vision from earlier in the week. It was just a cheap shot. It was just it was like near the bowl. And here's Butters again. Butters got to be involved in everything. I think Jake made a good point on Hat Chat Live saying that, do you really want one of your best players of your club being someone that chirps around a lot? I wouldn't. So, you go, a bit of biff. At least Carlton are actually showing something. So, still going. And again, Butters is at the centre of it. Again. There's going to be a lot of fines. The heck is up with Chester's Crink Cup? Yeah, he's been poor. Chera only got one of those tackles, I think. He'll probably get both, I'd think. Cripps and Chera both under 20 at half time, says Elizeno. Yeah, right. Well, let's have a look at the scores. We've had a bit of the biff there, so that's done. So we'll look at these scores. So Rosie and Georgiades both top scoring with 61, so obviously good for everyone that's got Rosie in. I'm assuming a lot of us do. Richards 55, Farrell and Doherty on 54. So it's a low-scoring fantasy game, but good to see Doc at least going okay. But that forward move late in that quarter I didn't love. So I'm hopeful that he stays in defence, but I'm not sure. Hewitt 49, got there a little bit later in the quarter. It was a pretty quiet quarter from him. Jackson 45 as well, along with Haynes, Sin and Butters on 40. Then we've got TDK 39, Liddy's on 30. So, yeah, not great. Horn Francis, 30's okay for a rookie, but still, you'd like a little bit more. Horn Francis on 29. Bergman's on 29 as well. Obviously went down the rooms, probably, I'd imagine, for a HIA. I think he'll be okay, but bleeding from the nose, a bit of a blood nose, which is not great. Part of me is now wishing I traded Bergman, but is what it is. Billy Wilson's on 21. Lord 21 as well. Chera's on 19. Look at all this. Sard 16. Hollands 14. Cripps 14. There's a lot of really poor scores. Mitch McGovern's only had the one handball. It's not been great for Carlton. Not many players playing their roles. And everyone keeps saying that Doherty's the problem. And he's the one that's actually trying to get the ball and do something. So I don't get when people say that. But so where's Doherty? It's going to be interesting to see where Doherty goes in terms of the groups with the chat. E-Trade Johnson, says Tim. Yes, Johnson is currently being traded for me at this stage. I like Butters. He's like a chihuahua with all the bark, says Jam. I don't know. I don't mind. I think Jake made a good point that, like, if it's one of you, like, your squad players, it's fine. But when it's one of your best players, you probably, as your leader, you probably got to stop doing the chirping stuff too much. You can stand up for your teammates and that, but when it's too much chirping, it's a bit like, come on. Hopefully Berman can have a good second half, says Lee Everett. Yeah, well, hopefully, obviously, you might have a HIA. But yeah, I'm obviously got the best score of him or Liddy. So I'm hoping that Bergman can come back on and go well. But obviously, it's not great. So any Carlton fans saying Doherty's a problem in a team like this is crazy. Agreed. Crinky cut. What trades you say? What trades you say? Says Tim. What are you talking about? My trades or? Are you talking about your team? If you're talking about your team, Tim, I've answered that before. So and you got a team review as well. So just listen to the there, and hopefully that advice is good for you. What do we got? Likes. 47 likes are only 3 away from 50. So if you haven't smashed a like, please do so we can get to 50. Jordy actually asked if Bergman's got a HIA. I'm not sure. Cool. Just respond that. Apologies for that. Where are we up to? What's on the menu for dinner tonight, Bales, says Matt Brown. Oh, that's a very good question, actually. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Probably something that'll be after the watch along, but I'm not sure, Matt. It's a good question. Bales, would you recommend going Dunkley to Dawson with McCarthy to Johnson, with McCarthy and Johnson, as he has. So, but would you recommend going Dunkley to Dawson? Yep. I don't know who W is to McCarthy and Johnson to Liddy. I'm assuming it's MA, or hold Dunkley, get Mills instead of Dawson to finish 22 primos. Ooh. It's a good question, Has. Can you... Oh, it means with. Oh, with McCarthy and Johnson to Liddy. The smarter play is holding Dunkley and just getting Mills up from a rookie. That's the smarter play. But obviously Dawson, if he's going to be a captain, if you can get Dawson but still upgrade that last rookie next week, I would look at doing that. So there's the forward group. Doherty's not with the forward group, so I'm assuming he's still a defensive group. I'm hoping that... Well, Zach Williams is also... So Zach Williams is with the forward group still, so I'm hoping that they just move it back in the second half. Yeah, Has. That's a tough one. I hope that answers it, Has. The smarter play is getting that last rookie off field, but if you can get the rookie up next week and still trade out Dunkley and get Dawson this week, I'll do that. But it depends what you can do next week. Matt Brown has, do you have red dot? He's asking, do you have red dot blue? Fevlenko, do you take these trades off Bales? Clark to McKercher? Yep. Boxer Liddy? Yep. Done already, obviously. And Clark to McCarthy. Yeah, tick, tick, tick from me. Yep. Get that upgrade and get the 2 rookie shuffles. I'm just getting Mills because I've already got McKercher, but I like those trades there, Fevlenko. Like it. Matt Brown says, oh no, you're replying to him. Jammers, Alga being named. Yeah, on the extended bench though. Stuff Fox Footy ripping into Doherty again. Are they ripping into Doherty again? Like, I don't know if they quite understand that there is 22 players out there for Carlton and half of them haven't touched the goddamn ball. Like, if they're ripping into Doherty, let's have a look at some of their so-called star players, right? Mitch McGovern is meant to be one of their better players. He's had 1 handball and a half for footy. Jesse Motlop, who keeps promising everything for Carlton but doesn't do anything, has had 4 disposals. Adam Sard, to be fair, has had a bit of a couple of knocks, but he's only had the 4 touches. Chincotter's obviously tagging. Butters, Paddy Critt's been tagged, but he's still only had the 8 disposals. Ollie Holland's had only 4 disposals. Lewis Young's only had the 3 touches, but he kicked the goal. Williams only 6 disposals. Chera's only had 5 disposals. Akers has only had the 5 disposals. Charlie Curno's kicked 3 behinds and only had the 5 touches. At least he's got a little bit more involved than some of those others. But they're saying about some of these, like Doherty and stuff like that. And I know that stats don't always mean everything, but when you've got players that have only touched it 1, 2, 3, 4 times, I just don't understand why people give Doherty that much crap for the amount of stuff that he's done for Carlton and all he's gone through. Just Castle Richards, Kingy, the pinnacle of ignorance. I like Kingy because he loves the Crows at the moment, so I do like Kingy. Shit of a cram. What does that mean? Says Matt Brown. Yeah, so it just means that like you've been the 3rd most engaged in the chat tonight. I'm pretty sure. I think it's something to do with that. They need to give Aga more of a chance, says Jam. Agreed, mate. Hopefully they can. He came in, hardly got it'd be stiff to be dropped after that, and hopefully he's not sub again. Like, he should really get a full game and see what he can do. Has going to have around 800, 850k to upgrade next week. Let's hope Sam Flanders gets that juicy roll change. Thanks, Bales. Yeah, you're going to jump on Dawson now. If not, never will. Yep, I like it. Surely they have to be going after Chera, says Matt Brown. Yeah, except, well, Chera's done nothing tonight. He's had 5 disposals. He's done nothing. So, like, they're having to go at Doherty. So, you think triple downgrade option's okay? My thinking is next week, double upgrades. I want something around 16 players. I would want, Calamite, I'd want 1 upgrade this week. Because then if you get forced trades next week, you can't do the double upgrade. So, the double upgrade's only good if everything goes right, which we know in fantasy that's not the case. I would be getting an upgrade this week and just get 1 player next week. Max Hansen, I'm like 90% sure Auger will be sub. The order of the Tigers bench looks like it's in quality order with Auger 5th. I don't read too much into like the orders and stuff on the bench. It'd be pretty crap if Richmond go, let's name him sub 2 weeks in a row. Just doesn't make any sense. Why would you be giving this guy a game but name him sub 2 weeks in a row? So they have said that they'll switch the sub around. So if he's named, I'll think that they'll do that. Max Hands, depends on how many you're fielding this week, Callum. The main risk is that someone gets injured and you can't get the premium this week. Agreed. Yep, Max. Fevelenko, Motlop, terrible draft pick. I can list 15 blokes like that. Meanwhile, Kenny and always get tossed. Yeah, well, Kennedy's the exact guy that Carlton need at the moment, and they got rid of him. Does Auger look good when he came on? He looked okay, but he's a bit quiet, but Dogs were beating him up pretty big. So, Elizano, Kenny feeling pretty good right now, moving to the Bulldogs. Kenny was far too good for Carlton. Oh, he'll be stoked. The way that he's being used at Bulldogs and then the way they're going, he'll be stoked with the move. So, any adjustments from points-wise? Doesn't look like it. And obviously, yes, at the moment I've got Liddy on field over Bergman, which sucks. But I'll take whichever one scores more. I'd like one of them to get to an 80 at least and get that locked away. But, yeah. Actually, I want to have a look at my matchup in the Content Creators Cup. I've actually looked at that. Yeah, so let's have a look. So, Content Creators Cup. I've got John Holmey, who was the 20th coach in the league. So he's got Bergman straight on field. He's got Butters and he's got Liddy. So he doesn't have Doc. So I'm probably in a decent spot that I've got a loop to 1-2. So he's got Sinclair, Jordan Clark, Bergman, Sarong, Butters, Sheldrick, Liddy, Johnson on the field there at the moment. Kennedy, Darcy, and Angus Clark's in the forward line. So he's obviously traded a few of these guys out. On the bench, Ash, Green, and Baz. So has he traded one or two of these guys? I'm not sure. He's got Caleb Smith on the bench as well in defence. And then I've got Nasaya as a unique. McKercher, Bergman / Liddy, whichever scorer there. Sheasel, Brayshaw, Josh Dacos, Ned Long, Doherty, Warner, and Auger. And I've also got Lohman there as well. So, yeah, not too bad. I think I would imagine that he's got both Dawson and Nick Dacos VCC. Yeah, it's the exact same as me, so no difference there. Chera's up. Chera just got... Yeah, Chera got that tackle added, by the way. Chera's up to 23. So I did think he'd get that tackle, but the fact that he got 2 tackles really late and that only got him to 23 is very disappointing for people that have got Chera. You'd like to think he's on more. Got big Bont's 250 tomorrow night. Hopefully Bont can go well. Okay, I've moved slightly down in rank. If anyone wants to know as well for the Cs and VCs at the moment, obviously percentages do change, but we've got VCs, Nick Dacos 9%, Sheasel 9%, Bailey Smith 8% still obviously with people on the buy, Cherry 7%, Gorn, Rosie, Brayshaw, Whitfield 4%, Dawson 3%, Bont, Martin, Sarong 2%, then you got Marshall, Kennedy, English, DeConing, Nasai, Zorko, Merritt, Dunkley, Butters, Heaney, Jackson 1% each. Then you've got Cherry 13%, Dawson and Baz 10%, Marshall, Dacos 7%, Gorn 6%, Whitfield, Sheasel 4%, Bont 2%, and then Dale, Rosie, Kennedy, Brayshaw, English, Nasai, Zorko, Merritt, and Sarong 1% each. I'm sure they'll adjust as the weekend goes on, but that's currently what the percentages are, if anyone want to know that. Didn't see Cher on 20 at halftime. Yeah, I might need Dawson this week. Grim says has. Butters has looked really good in this game, but only 40. I thought he'd be on more, seen everywhere at times, says Elizeno. He's been getting the tags, so I think he'll get more in future weeks. But yeah, just been getting a bit of attention. Matt Brown, yeah, Kenny would 100% be watching this game with the popcorn out, just cheering away, be loving it. Cripps injured for sure, wants 0 contact, says Fevelenko. Oh no, Cripps' injury was sick a couple of days ago, so he's still probably carrying a bit of illness. Tim Ashworth, Clark to McCarthy, Johnson to Rookie, Hardiman up, or Clark to McCarthy, Lohman to West, Johnson to Anderson, or Josh Dagos, or what you said. I'll just go what I said, Tim. I'll say what I said. I was able to look at your whole team then, and I gave you the review, so I'd just go with that. Do the Clark to McCarthy, Johnson to Rookie, and go Hardiman up. That would be what I'd be doing. Got Bont VC tomorrow. Reckon he goes B at the SCG, says Elizena. I hope so, mate. I do hope so. Papa D's, what's the move now? Tyrell Dewar is out. Were you bringing him in this week, Papa D's? It just depends what your other trades are. Taco Man, hey Bales, do you like McRae as a pick this week? Yeah, I think McRae's a solid pick. Yep, I like him. Matt Brown, and it's hard to get tackles when Carlton barely had the ball. Agreed, Matt. Chris, can I jump off chair if it gets me to one of those top 10 defenders? If you've got all your rookies off the field, that would be when I'd trade. But got any USC fans watching tonight? I'd be interested to see who you guys think will win. Taporia or Oliveira. I think I'm looking forward to that on Sunday. So let me know in the comments if anyone's a UFC fan. Elizena actually right, but I has saying he rates people that go big in their milestone games. Yep, for sure. Any adjustments still? No, still nothing. We just had the Chera +4. That's about it. I wonder if there's an update on Bergman. That's what I'm trying to look for. Alan Harrop. G'day, Bales. Was finally able to get rid of Bice this week. Was only able to afford Bergman. Yeah, that's a shame, unfortunately. Alan, he's went down for probably a HIA or something. I'm hopeful that he's okay, but I guess we'll find out. George Dios says, Charles, I beg. Papadis Brain says, Taporia Hart wants Oliveira. I think it's going to be really good. I've got Taporia winning at the moment. He looks massive moving up to lightweight, but it'll be interesting. Big one. Big fan Bales. Olives, actually, he's crazy underrated and super dangerous. Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's going to be close. I think Oliveira's going to be right there, and so with Taporia. I'm back in Taporia just because he hasn't lost a fight yet. And I like Taporia now that he's not in the same division as Volk. So, but I do like Oliveira as well. So I'm actually keen for either. Adam Sard's been subbed out of the match injured. So Adam Sard is out, and in comes Flynn Young. So that surely means Doherty's back into defence. If Sard's out, that means Doherty's in defence. But that also means that Vicentini's going to be in a bit of trouble. I think Vicentini's going to be in a bit of trouble with that hit. Doesn't look like there's been any... Yeah, so Sard out with concussion. So, yep, that is something to be watching there. Yeah, interesting. Fevelenko, UFC tick. Yep, I like it, mate. Frustrating not trading out Lord this week, says Corey Blackledge. G'day, Corey, mate. Hope you're going well. I was wondering if you tune in tonight, mate, but hope you're going well. But yeah, you can trade Lord next week. George Gigos, would this be it for Charles if he loses? I don't think it'd be it for if he loses, but I don't think so. I think he's still fine. How old is he? Like 34, 35, something like that. He's still not too old, I wouldn't think. He just feels like he's been around forever because he was fighting when he was in his early 20s. Flag Port, how good a Port? I don't think they're that good just yet. Like, they're very up and down. We've seen that all year. I want to see what they can do in a few weeks' time, and see if they can bank some wins, not just beat Carlton, who are very, very poor at the moment. But they've been good tonight. They've been very good. They put Carlton to the sword. If Olives gets him on the ground, it becomes dangerous for Ilya. Ilya's a good wrestler, so I don't know. But yes, if you've got Oliveira on the ground, you're going to be put in dangerous spots. I think it's going to be a great fight, by the way. By Vicentini, wonder who rucks versus Port next week. So you go. So Cripps, Chera, Hewitt. So Doherty's going to a wing. So typical bloody Carlton stuffing around when Doherty was actually playing good off half back. They keep him back for 2 weeks, and then they play bad, and they're like, "Nah, we got to move him back around again." No, winning the flag says Flagport. Fair enough. If Hugh Wolverine Jackson goes around 80, 90, what would his price be next round? Surely a popular downgrade if he's still cheap enough. Yeah, could be an option. I'm not sure what his price will be, but so Chera's on Butters at the stoppage. Bergman's okay. Bergman's in the first CBA alongside Cripps. So Bergman's okay, which is good to see. So hopefully he goes okay. How do I get Rouston next week, says Tim. I'm not sure, Tim. I'm not focusing on next week, to be honest. I want to see how this week goes, and then we'll go and look at there. Don't think that'll be a tackle for Bergman because it was a free kick for Drew. Yeah, Bergman looks okay. Bergman's okay. Horn Francis +6 coming up. Thought right, they might have gone to Rosie there, but so Hewitt looks like he's on Rosie now. I don't know if Hewitt's going to be playing like this defensive forward role now. There's Flynn Young. So Doherty on Boak. And that's a free kick against Doherty. That is bullshit. That is not a free kick. That is such a shit decision. That is not a free kick. Piss off, you stupid green maggots. Such a shit call. Get a bloody haircut, you stupid umpire. That is crap. If anything, Doherty got bloody friggin' almost bloody elbowed in the head. That is such a stupid call. And a goal for Port. That is such a crap decision. John Sanders trades were going to be Boxall, Clark, and Will Ashcroft. So Boxall, Clark, and Will Ashcroft do Mills, Jewett, and Liddy. Who do I bring in instead of Jewett with a budget of $659K? I would just save the money, get a cheaper rookie, and use that money next week to upgrade. Or instead of doing Boxall to Boxall out, maybe you go someone more expensive, maybe get an upgrade potentially. If that helps, John. No. George, do you guys feel like it's crime supporting Taporo for what he did to Volk? Yeah, I know, but right, he didn't do anything too bad, right? I know you've knocked him out, but yeah, unfortunately, it is what it is. Bales could be penciling lead going 140 this week, says Weasel Jenkins. I'd love if he did. That'd be good. There's Doherty out on a wing still. Poor Doc, he's been the heart and soul of that club, now have become the media scapegoat. Agreed, yep, Moon Boy. I got Doherty and Haynes in game day squad. Geez, that was a bit risky with Haynes. I didn't mind the Doherty play. That's a Butters tackle. Or is it a free kick against Butters going to Chera? So free kick to Chera against Butters. Don't know what I want. I'm going to hope from Doherty out. Maybe Doherty's got to go next week. So we've got a few of these guys now might need to go out. Tell them bastards, Moon Boy. Chera might be a trade out next week, says Crinkly Cut. I feel like all the current players at the moment could be a trade out. There's Rosie with a handball. Butters got a handball in there as well. That'll be a free kick against Power Pepper, I would imagine. Yep, free kick to Cripps. Harbals, I think you say it, says Vevelenko. Crow Bladge, I had to in Classic, had no duplicates for my contender squad. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yep, fair enough. Thoughts on Sam Butler as a forward option, says John Sanders. You could go him, but you could. I'm not sure. Why is Doc a trade out, says Crinkly Cut? He's just playing on a wing at the moment. I'm going to see what he does rest of the half, right? But it's just Carlton swapping his role around. He's going wing, and he's been. I thought he's been all right off half back so far, and they've moved into a wing, which I thought he'd go back to defence with Sard being out of the game. But here's Rosie with another kick in, and obviously Flynn Young is into the game. Another one, the mid-season draft. He's getting a game early, which is good to see. There's Butters for a +6. Here's Drew. What's he got? Here's Bergman. Bergman, if he gets the mark. Yep, mark for Bergman. So it looks like probably a +6 coming up for Bergman. It's going to go back to Farrell. It's a good kick from Farrell there. We'll be able to go Chera and Long to Nasai and Caldwell next week, says Chris. Yeah, I like those trades, mate. Good trades there. Lord, I missed Lockout. Frustrating was trading him this week, says Corey. Pepper doing too much, says George. Tim, what mid-rook do I get for Johnson? That was funny what you said about the umpires. Again, if you've don't have Liddy, then he was the pick to get. I'm not sure who you'd get if you didn't get Liddy. If you've already got McCarthy, if you get McCarthy, he's one, but I'm not sure Tim, who the other one would be. Here we go. Here's another tussle again. Don't know who started that. Been a lot of tussles tonight. Butters up to 45 there. So Doherty on 51 with that free against is very frustrating. So yeah, Bergman up to 35 as well. Hopefully, if Bergman can get an 80, I'll be fine with that. Doesn't go down too much. And Bergman, I'm trading over Doherty, unless Doherty was like, if Carlton did, again, typical thing where they drop him. Couldn't get Liddy, didn't have room, says Corey. Yep, fair enough. If you haven't smashed like on the video yet, make sure that you do. We're up to 54 likes, so we're 46 away from 100 again. Obviously, we've got our streak going since round 2. So pretty much the whole year we've got 100, so let's keep that streak going. If you haven't smashed a like, please make sure you do. Has anyone mentioned Rioli was on 0 at the half? Yes, I said before, I think I said he was on 0. Looks like there's a review going on, score review. I don't know if my TV's frozen or if the review's frozen. I'm not sure. Don't know if it's a goal or a point. I think Chera touched it. No, it looks like they're going to bounce the ball. So he was on -11 Supercoach, says Paulie D. Yeah, really. There's a Bergman in the midfield, but he's on Chera, which is interesting. Bergman's in the middle if they get it to him. Horn Francis couldn't bloody pick the ball up. There's Liddy with the handball. Inside to Butters. Butters short, Bergman. Yes! Bergman Mark lining up for goal. Love to see it when I'm Butters. I'll take that, mate. Thank you. Appreciate that kick. Good kick from Butters. So Bergman lining up for goal. This would be big if Bergman could kick this goal. Be back up into near 50 points. Let's go Bergman. Your man Bergman lining up. Yep. Why is Doherty on the wing? Kilmy says has. Yep. Carlton doing the usual things, switching him around again. Come on, Berg. Put it through, mate. He's coming up for his 10th disposal. Yes. Bergman goal. Love to see it. Thank you. That's what we need. That's exactly what we needed. That's big. That's big. Berg moves up to 47 now. So all of a sudden he's having a decent game again. That's exactly what I needed. Thanks, Berg, mate. Very much appreciated. Maybe Voss is a problem at Carlton. Well, yeah, it'd be interesting if Voss was to go the way this game's going. What happens to Doc? Does he go back to half back? Does a new coach come in and just say play back there? I don't know. Voss's last game, says George. The way it's going, I wouldn't be shocked if this is it, because they're getting absolutely hammered by another team that, again, Port haven't been very good this year. They've been very up and down and had a fair few losses, so I wouldn't be shocked if that's the case. I think, was Doherty off half-back? No, Doherty's on the wing there, I think, next to Liddy at the moment. Could I go Chera to Dunkley next week? Potentially, yep. Who would they get, Sir George? They just have an assistant coach for the remainder of the year. I don't know who they'd get moving forward, but it would just be him for this year. It'd just be an assistant coach for the remainder of the year. There's Hewitt with a handball. TDK with a handball. Lear, that'll be holding the ball. That'll be a free kick for Motlop. Elizondo Voss goes, which he should. They probably go full rebuild money, get rid of older guys. Doubt Doc plays much in that scenario. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Red lighting. Next week, any of these mid-prices or semi-primos go out of Mills, McKercher, Long, Doc, Warner, Petrarca. Got rid of Daniel and Berman this week. Petrarca's a hold. Warner's probably not a huge priority next week. I think it depends how he goes this week, right? But Doherty would depend on what happens with Carlton. Long would depend on how he goes this week. McKercher's fine. He's probably the least of the concerns out of those guys. And then Mills, you would not trading out either. So, yeah, just depends what happens. Moonboy, 2 of my players have started the -3 game this quarter. Nothing ever changes. Yep, gotta love when your players give away free kicks all the time. Any cash cows in this game? Liddy's probably the main one there, Steve-O. He's the main one. I've got Liddy, so what rookie, says Tim. Tim, I got no idea. McCarthy's an option. Liddy's an option. I'm not sure who I'd be going out of this game, unfortunately. Stu, if you're going full rebuild, doubt it's the coach's fault. Well, the team that they've got, should be a lot better than what they're dishing up at the moment. They're just not getting it done. Butters up to 53 as well, so he's starting to get going. There you go. Cripps back in the midfield and Bergman's there. That should be a free kick for Bergman. Umpires haven't given him the free kick. That's, again, so they'll find the one that Doherty does where he does hardly anything, but yet the one where Bergman gets fully held by Cripps and they'll go, no, that's fine. Here's Burgoyne. Burgoyne, short to Bergman. Oh, Rosie +6. I was hoping that would be to Bergman instead. Rosie switching to Zerk Thatcher. Bo Allen should be a mid, if not the sub, says Corey. Yeah, actually, no, that's probably a good shout there. He's probably one. He's probably Bo Allen if he's not the sub. Rosie, go to Bergman. Yes! Bergman +6. Got it from Rosie, who also got the +6. Love to see it. Bergman up to over 50 now, so he's had a good quarter, which is good to see. Hollands with the handball there as well. There's Cincotta, who hasn't done a huge amount in this game. Not a great kick. Didn't give Kerno any advantage whatsoever. XD R1PP0. Or Ripper, maybe. Rippo. Hey, Bales, do you tick off Joe Berry, Clark, and Bice? Berry, Clark, Bice to McCarthy, Mills, Charlie West. Why is Doherty on a wing? Like, he's not being used whatsoever. Sorry, Rippo. Hey, Bales, do you tick? So Berry, yep. Clark, yep. Bice, all can go. McCarthy, Mills, West. Yep, I tick them off. Yep, good trades. I like Mills and McCarthy, Inns and West. There's probably not a huge amount of other rookies, but yeah, I like him. Dog rookie, says Tim. I don't know who the dog rookie is there, Tim. Has not only is Doc on the wing, but he's on the cold wing, of course, as has. Yeah, it's disappointing. I don't know why Carlton have decided that he's the problem. And he's on the wing, but yeah, and that's a bad miss from McGovern there. So another behind for Carlton. 2 goals, 8 now for Carlton. And Rosie, another kick in. Rosie's up to 82. So he is going along very, very nicely. And he's going towards Bergman. Yes! Bergman again. He's +5. I'll take it though. Even though it's a handball, it's fine. I'm happy to get the points. Bergman has had a very good, very strong quarter. Smother from Hollands. Doherty might be a chance to get a disposal here. Where is Doc? Where is Doherty? Oh, of course, they've moved him to the other wing again. So it finally goes to the wing that he's been on for most of the quarter. And then he goes on the other side. Hines. No, I wouldn't go for Hines, Tim. Throwing the magnets around because they're getting thrashed, says Paulie D. Yeah, I don't mind them throwing the magnets around. When someone's actually had a little bit more of an impact than other players, why is he the one getting thrown around? Yeah, it's Rippo. Okay, cool. I'll just say Rippo from now on, mate. All good. Member of West Coast and Carlton's always been my second. It's been painful. There's Butters with a +6 going towards Bergman. No, he didn't take the mark. There's Doherty with a handball. There's Liddy with a tackle. Yep, that'll count as a tackle for him. Rosie handball. There's Bergman again. Out to Butters. Butters starting to get pretty involved now. Handballs to Liddy. No, bad handball from Butters. Liddy gets the tackle though. Good tackle there from Liddy. So a lot of points there actually. I missed a few bits I think here. There's Bergman, another kick. Bergman's really having a good quarter here. Haynes Mark. Corey Badge, I lost my Keeper League matchup last week due to Bice being sub. Thought I would win at the end with Richards and lost by 8. Yeah, it's rough, unfortunately. Go to Doherty. Well, Doherty's not open at the moment. 50 against Drew, sorry. Throwing the mates around because, yeah, so before, Dot was hardly stolen the bleeding, says Paulie D. Yeah, agreed, but there was other people they could have changed instead of changing his position. How is that holding the ball, says Fevelenko. What was the holding the ball for again? Free kick to Asava, it looks like. Liddy with some nice tackles there, says Elizeno. Agreed. Where's Cheris, says Stephen Hill. He has been invisible tonight. I've not noticed him at all, and he's not being tagged or anything either, which is what's surprising. There's Bergman again. Bergman handball. So Bergman's getting really heavily involved now. George A's not a great handball there. And not a great handball to Billy Wilson either. First better week to be a chair owner, says Rippo. Thoughts on Luke Parker as a pod, says Steve-O. Nah, not for me. Just too up and down. G'day, Lyndon. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Very much appreciate that there. G'day, pals. No shots tonight. Nah, no shots. No shots. Free kick against Butters for too high. Going to Hollands. Silvani having a mess. Is he playing very, very bad tonight? Agreed. 35-point quarter for Bergman, says Corey. Yes, I'm very, very happy with him so far. He's the second highest scoring player of the game now, up to 66. So, yeah, obviously I'll take his score over Liddy at the moment. Obviously, Doherty's had just the one handball this quarter after being chucked on a wing, which is very, very frustrating. Free kick against Cripps for pushing the back in the right contest. They've got guys like Jordan Boyd and even Chincotta's playing off half-back now. Like, they've got these spuds that are playing off half-back instead of leaving Doherty there. Like, I really don't understand. But unfortunately, that might mean Doherty's got to go. If Bergman ends up keep doing what he's doing, I might have to go Doherty out next week if his role's going to keep changing. How can you choose between two emergencies in one game, says Liam. What do you mean there, Liam? Choose between two emergencies in one game. Do you mean in fantasy? What are you talking about there, Liam? May not take Doherty's score in mids this week, says Corey. Yeah, well, I was looping Liddy on the bench, so I've got to take Doherty's score regardless. It just depends, will it be my best 18 or not? Doherty could be on here. Go to Doc Lord. Look to your left, you idiot. Didn't look once, and you've kicked it to Rosie, who intercepted it. Well, not intercepted, but punched it away. What a dumb decision. And that's why Carlton are losing. It's not because of Doherty. It's because these other players make stupid decisions. Why is Cooper Lord kicking when he had Doherty over the top for a kick? If he waits it over, he's lining up for goal. It's just dumb. And Doherty might be free here for a short kick. He is. Yep, Doherty +6 at least. So we love. See, Doherty still does things which is very good for us, but out of bounds. Ken looking awful smug for a bloke who can't make a grand final, says Boy D. Agreed, mate. With Liddy or Bergman fantasy. Sorry. Because I got Max Holmes in my utility, so I can take, and I've got Shees win my mids as well on field, so like, I can take the best score, which is what I did. I was going to do McCarthy and Liddy, but because all my defender mids would be, besides the ones not playing, would be all locked out before that game finished, I decided to do Bergman just and see what he did. They were kicking a Doherty, but not a good kick. I like the look of Laird with the run as a pod, says Steve-O. You don't mind Lairdy. Lairdy, obviously, people know. I love Lairdy. I don't think he's going to be the top 6 defender, but I think he's going to be someone that, as I said, 6 weeks, he'll go 4 scores in the 90s, and then he'll have 1 score over 100, and then he'll have a score below 90. Like, he'll go like a 70 or an 80. He'll have 1 score that's good, and then he'll have a lot of sort of just 90s. And he's just, if he's your D6 coming out of the buys, I think that you can do far worse than any guy that will just give you a 90 every week, pretty much. So if you're liking the look of him. We're up to 58 likes as well, so 42 away from the 100 still. So if you haven't already, make sure you do smash a like on the video. That'd be very much appreciated. Obviously, our streak has been going since round 2. So if you haven't done that, then please do. We've got 7.5 minutes still to go in the quarter. So hopefully some good scores for the remaining part of the quarter. And see, McGovern had Doherty for a handball over the top, and he kicks it straight up in the air to a outnumber. So again, it's decisions like that are the reason that Carlton are losing, not because of players that are actually doing their job. Just don't understand. Laird has had an underrated career, system. Oh, mate, you don't need to tell me. There's a lot of Crows fans that don't like Lairdy, but I'm like, this guy's won how many best and fairests? I don't think Doherty got pinged for on the ball there. There's Jackson with another kick. Jackson's racking up tonight. There's a Horn Francis. Couldn't take the mark. Got the handball away. Not a great handball from Burne-Jones there. Out of bounds. Horn Francis onside tonight, says Corey. Yeah, he hasn't been great. Been pretty quiet. I wasn't keen on trading him just yet. I want to see him with that, with the shoulder looking better. And then I want to see good squad. Then I'll trade into him because he is cheap. So. Oh, that's such a crit. I hope that isn't a tackle for Butters because he grabbed the ball. Be annoying if that gets ruled with a tackle. Feeling a Horn Francis drop mark. Rage incoming, says George Hios. I wouldn't be shocked. Haven't launched many this season, but Houston, we have a problem, so the countdown to lift up has ended and the rocket is leaving the ground. Chera, get a move on, please. Well, last time I remember someone launched a Chera rocket was the Carlton-Sydney game, and Chera was having a bad game that week. And all of a sudden he came out and scored like 30 points, I reckon, in about 5 minutes and actually ended up having a decent score. So, Haynes, why are you taking the advantage for when you're going back for a switch when there's no one there? And, of course, and then there you go, another turnover. Liddy didn't mark it, but Fantasia Holland. So, Holland's come out to this side. You do have Chera short. Switch it to this side. There's Williams. Gives it back to Hollands. Hollands to... I was hoping that would be to Doherty, but... was to Hewitt instead. So where's Doherty? Is Doherty gone off onto the bench or... That's a bad kick again. Turnover for Doc, that is, says George. So Doherty got on the bench? I think he might have. Could you get rid of loan if it means you get the upgrade you want? So yeah, 100% you can. Yep. Yeah, you can go. He can go. And there's Hollands again with a crap disposal. There's Sin. He's got Liddy. He's got Liddy free. Go to Liddy. Liddy's free. Got plenty of space. And you go to Joe Richards instead. Yeah, good on you, Sin. Idiot. Yeah, I think Doc's on the bench at the moment. Give it to Liddy. Yep. Well on Burne-Jones. Here's Liddy with a kick inside 50. And there's... But give it to... Rioli won't give it to Bergman. That's annoying that bloody Boyd couldn't get him before. He actually helps. So if Rioli does stuff like that and actually helping him up, why does he not do... Why does he have to be a grub at times and then be fine at that? Just don't get it. Yep, Doc on the benches has... Thoughts on Luke Ryan's of pods this ever? Nah, not for me. They do miss Liddy for +6s a lot, says Elizeno. No bigger flog than Rioli, says Fevelenko. Doc on bench, awesome 5-point quarter. Yep. No, he's had more than 5 points. No, I thought he did. He's on 59. 6 points in the quarter. I think he's had 6 points. He was on 53. So 6-point quarter. It doesn't help that he gets changed. His role just gets flipped mid-quarter as well. That didn't help. Yeah, obviously Berman's had a good quarter though, which is good. TDK's on 45. Wow. I put him in just inside top 10 captains. Thankfully, I didn't put him any higher. Liddy 43 as well. Chera's still on 33, so obviously he's still struggling. And there he is there, so nothing for Chera again. So what do we got? We got just under 5 minutes to go. Tapped his chest and helps him up, says George. So So glad I didn't play TDK for Game Day squad. Yeah, I almost did, but decided against it. So I'm glad I didn't. So that's a free kick for TDK. There's a good old Brad Ebert for one of the runners for Carlton there. Boak. Oh, that's Butters. I thought it was Bergman. God damn it. Go away, Butters. There's Chera with a handball. Gives it to Billy Wilson with a kick. And that'll be out of bounds. So we got just over 4 minutes to go. We got 59 likes. So still 41 away from our goal of 100. So make sure you let's get us to 100 likes. Doherty looks like he's about to come back on. I bet he subs Dot now. Oh, no, Favlenka, their sub's already been made. Sard's already out of the game with concussion. So he's out. So Doc, he's fine there. There's a Hewitt with a kick. And hits Fogarty. Might have to go Mills this week now to fill out the 22 primos now with Doc losing his role, missing out on Dawson. But oh well, bullets, says Has. Yeah, just be interesting to see what happens with Doc moving forward. I thought he was playing well enough off half back, and it's not like he's played that role for many weeks this year, but they've changed him out. So Fogarty kicks it to TDK, and TDK misses. That was just a bad decision. I don't know why you're passing it off to when you're pretty fairly close to goal, but by the way, is Daniel okay to get cash? Yeah, it's fine trading him. Here we go. Lockie Jones and Cripps really getting into it. That'd be a free kick against Rosie. We have Cripps and Lockie. No, Kerno and Lockie Jones really going at it at the moment. The ball was in the 50 and no one's there. There's Fantasia. I don't know if Williams kicked the goal. Yeah, can't get a goal. And a bit of tussling from Kerno and that off the ball. So if Doherty wasn't already on, he will be back on now for the last 3 minutes of the quarter. Butter's up to 66 as well, so just getting to a solid enough score for his coaches. And even TDK now is up to 58. It's a low-scoring fantasy game. There's not many big scores. Rosie's obviously going really well, but outside of him, there's not many other massive scores. I think Bergman's still on the bench. Or has he come back on? Did you trade Bourbon? I did, but it was to Anderson, who I captained, so hopefully it pays off. Williams golf from fullback, says Fevelenko. No, I traded. I kept Bergman Footy Frenzy. I decided to go Foster Mills instead. So, yeah, I've got all the rookies off the field, but yeah, Bergman or Doherty or something like that might go for me next week. But Bergman's played midfield all games so far, so depends what happens with rolls. Depends how long goes. Because I want to go long. That's a tackle for Bergman. So that's nice. That'll put him to 70. Or actually, 73. But it could be more. Bergman! Another goal for Bergman. What a quarter from the Berg. What a quarter from Bergman. He got the tackle there and he got the goal. That is fantastic. So he's up to 79 points. So that was a 13-point play. Pretty much the best play you can get besides getting the actual 1 point for the free kick. But 79 for Bergman. Very, very happy. Glad he kept him now, says Corey. Yep, I'm glad I kept him as well and went the rookie out first. So he gets a tackle there against Chera. Butters gets the handball here to Bergman. And Bergman, anytime he's within 50, you just know that he will have a shot for goal. And it just got there, but we'll take it. Very, very happy with that. I don't know why Port would play him anywhere else other than in the midfield and a bit off half-back, because his effect in the midfield is very, very good. I think they've got Brisbane next week, so it makes sense he'll go to a Lockie Neal next week. So I think there'll be plenty of mid-time for Bergman next week. So at this stage, if Bergman keeps doing what he's doing, he may stay. There's Zach Williams. No, I thought that was to Bergman again. Haynes Chincotta. Is that Doc for a +6? Yes, Doherty. Good. So Doherty's up to 65 now. Oh, geez, that's a bad kick from Doc. And see, people say, oh, look at Doherty now. He kicked out in the full. That's what people say now. That's what the annoying thing is. People look at that and go, oh, he's shit. He kicked out in the fall. We're not good enough. They've got a switch on here. Port want to. No, they're going to go down the line to Liddy, and that'll be out of bounds. Not sure I can keep watching this as Fevelenko. I thought he was going to play back, not full mid. Is he tagging Cripps? Yeah, tagging Cripps, Footy Frenzy. Yep. George, you guys fancy the only scenario where you cheer for a rival player? Says, yep, agreed. No, traded to Anderson VC. Okay, sorry, mate. There's a, no, not a Bourbon tackle. Here's a Doherty kick. So Doherty up to 69. Still 2 minutes to go as well. So Doc might still have an okay quarter and be on track for a solid enough score. That'd be holding the ball against Farrell. Free kick to Kerno. Doc only kicks them out in the fall when he's on the wing. Chuck him at half back, says Has. Agreed. And so that was a good kick, but just before there as well. Inboard to Hollands. Hollands will line up for goal. Mr. Weasel nearly traded Berg out when they said he was going forward, then went back to my original trades, but left Campo and utility, so I have to pick between Liddy and McCarthy as my 18th player. Yeah, that's annoying, but yeah, obviously if you pick between the two, that's fine. See what Liddy ends up with. But yeah, I never like changing my trades real last minute because it doesn't always work. So that's why I do like to hold, do whatever trades I've done and back those in. So Doc 68, so I thought he was on 63, but 68. So 69 I thought he was on. Holland's goal. Carlton getting a few goals here. Yeah, minute to go in the quarter. Thank God I held Berman, says Lee Everett. Yeah, his quarter's been fantastic. He's had a 50-point quarter. He was on 29 at halftime. He's on 79. That's how the players should do it in the third quarter. If they're in a bad half, have a big third quarter like he's done. 50-point quarters is ridiculous. He's played midfield whole game. That's awesome. I think he did that against the Crows. He had that 50-point last quarter. Like, he can have massive, massive quarters. Like, if he was to ever be a permanent full-time mid, he would be... It reminds me like a Dunkley, like that real good run-with player, but does a lot of his own work. So if Berman does move and he's doing this, yeah, there you go. Jordy just sent me a burger emoji, so he's happy. Up to 60 likes as well, so still just 40 away from 100. So if you haven't smashed a like, please do, so we can hit our 100-like goal again. Got a minute to go. Wouldn't mind one more Doherty disposal to get him over 70. Here's Bergman again. Nothing there, so ball up. I was hoping for a disposal there to tick him over 80. There's Fogarty, however you say it, and marked there by Sava. Where's Bergman? No, he's in the mid. He's in the middle. I don't think he's going to get anything here. Sava going down the line. And Fogarty didn't even look for a handball, just kicked on the boot. That'll be a free kick to Asava. Another free kick against Silvani. He has had an absolute mare tonight. I know someone said that before, but he has been very, very bad tonight. There's Sin. Bergman is around the place. There's a tackle for Liddy. So Liddy scoring some points, which is nice. Got a couple of comments there in a sec. I'll answer them in 10 seconds when this quarter's done. Butters handball. There's going to be a kick for Rosie. And that's out of bounds. Is that 3-quarter time? Yep, 3-quarter time. 89 for Port, 33 for Carlton. So massive deficit there, obviously. Silvani playing forward too, says Corey. Yep. Nate Tiles, hi Bales. Which playing pair would you prefer? Grundy and Rankin, trading one of Warner or Daniel, or Darcy and Anderson trading two of Warner, Daniel, Rankin? I think I'm Grundy and... actually... Grundy, Rankin, Darcy, Anderson. Excuse me, didn't get to put mic on mute. Can you do Grundy... Do you have to trade Warner and Daniel, or can you get Grundy without trading those two and just do another rookie shuffle? If you can do that, Nathan, I would do Grundy and not worry about Rankin. But if it's between the two options, I'm going to go Grundy and Rankin just because I like Grundy as a bit of a pod pick. But Darcy and Anderson's probably the safer play. Actually, no, to be fair, Grundy and Rankin's probably the safe play because you're getting the guy that's in the ruck that's going well, and Rankin is still solid enough. They have to trade one off. I'd go Grundy and Rankin, I think, because you're not then trading two of those other guys. But hang on, you said... Oh, no, so you're bringing Grundy in, but you've already got Rankin because you're saying trading two of Warner, Daniel, or Rankin. No, I'd go Grundy and I'd go the Grundy option. I'd do that one. If Cripps and Chera go mental in last quarter and Kerner kicks two, I'll only just miss my multi. There's Fevlenko. Cullen 5. Should I change my trades at Bolt now and trade Foss so I can have no rookies on field next week because Chera's a trade? But if you're trading Chera, I'd want to get rid of Bolton though. But you'd rather Bolton over Foss. Maybe you trade Foss over Bolton. I'd probably look at doing that. Let's have a look at the scores at 3 column. We've got 60 likes, so we're still 40 away from our goal of 100. So if you haven't liked it already, please do. So yeah, only the two players over 75 and on track for tons. That being Rosie, who's on 90, having a very good game, and Miles Berman's on 79 with a 50-point quarter. Richard 73. Butters up to 70 as well. So he had a pretty good quarter there. Was it 36-point quarter? Or 26-point quarter, maybe? Hewitt, 69. Obviously been quiet since quarter time. Farrell, 69. Haynes, 68. Doc got to 68 as well in the end. DeConning's on 60. Obviously been quiet. Hugh Jackson, 51. He had a massive start, but he's been a bit quiet as well of late. Liddy's up to 47. Like, that's okay. Obviously, if you've got him on field, you want a little bit more, but 47 is okay. What else we got? Holland's 44, Vicentini 43, Lord 39, Horn Francis 37. Yeah, it's a disappointing score there. Cripps and Chera both on 35. Yeah, geez, Chera's putting up a dud at the moment. He'd have to go at least 45 in this quarter to get to an okay score. Wilson's on 28. And not much else. Flynn Young didn't actually touch the ball, even though he came on in that quarter. But yeah, obviously, very happy that Bergman got back to bit. Like, that was a massive quarter there. 50 points. What was his quarter stats, actually? Just want to get a look up at it here, actually. So, in that quarter, Bergman obviously had the 50 points. So, he had 8 disposals, 4 marks, a tackle, and 2 goals for 50 points. That's a massive, massive quarter. Yeah, so Butters had the 30-point quarter as well. Rosie, 29 as well in that quarter. What did Doherty end up having? Doherty only had the 14. Yeah, obviously being on the wing. So that's how it ended up for that quarter. Let's go back to here. Belgium plays multis often, says George. No, not often. And if they are, they're like $2. That's not very much. Hopefully he can get to a 70. I'll take that. Yeah, that'd be good. 23-point last quarter would be a 70. You'd be pretty happy with that. Trade Bolton to Smith next week or Chera to Smith. I'd still go Bolton to Smith. I wouldn't go Chera out over Bolton. Bolton's got to go. You got to hope that he can go okay this week. But yeah, TDK only one hit out to advantage, says Corey. Yeah, it's been a tough night for him. Thoughts on Charlie West, says George Dickios. Yeah, he's not a bad option, but he's obviously not going to... I don't think he's going to make bulk cash. Jam just got back. What happened with Hugh Jackson? Yeah, he fell off a little bit, Jam. He hasn't really got much of it, but Bergman obviously got to it. He got the 50-point quarter there, which is very handy. If Bergman could ton up, that would be pretty... that'd be very, very good. I'll be very happy with that. He hasn't even had that many touches, Berman. He's had the 16. And he's only had the 2 tackles. He's a very good fantasy player when he's got the role. When he's been in the midfield. Actually, how is my $2 multi going, by the way, that I had tonight? I think I had Sard, so that I actually got my money back because I'd Sard in it. So, was it going to hit, though? Berman's already done it. I'd need 5 touches from Burgoyne. I'd need 11 from Chera. I'd need 8 from Cripps. 4 from Doherty, 1 from Rosie, 8 from Hewitt, and then 8 from Liddy. So, yeah, it wasn't actually going to hit anyway. So, I get that $2 to use tomorrow night instead. Tarting Caldwell next week, says John Sanders. Definitely. He's definitely someone I'm really keen on on bringing in next week with the Gold Coast Richmond matchups, and he's not going to get tagged, so I'm pretty keen on jumping onto him. What's up with Horn-Front, says Lee Everett. I think that shoulder's still troubling him, so he hasn't been too good. Trade into him or Archer and hold the week. If you can get Archer May instead, George, I'd get him. Horn-Front is subbed out, says Corey. Okay, interesting that Horn-Front, so he's been managed. But wow, if anyone traded into Horn-Front over the last 2 weeks, that's been an absolute disaster. I know that Jordox was looking at him. I hope that he went for Dylan Moore instead. But final quarter's underway. That'll be a tackle for Bergman. Probably was very unlucky not to get hole in the ball free kick there. Are you doing it tomorrow night? Watchalong, says Jam. Yes, we are. Yep. For the Sydney, for the Swans Dogs game. There's Bergman got the handball away just. Here's Butters again. Butters with the handball. There goes Liddy with the kick. Liddy ticks over to 50 points. I think Doherty is back at half back at the moment. Yeah, Vossi's not happy. I think this is the end for Voss, I reckon. If Chera scored his average, I would have been under 1K, says Fevelenko. What, in terms of ranking? John Sands, my current trades for next week are looking like Chera and Daniel out for Butters and Caldwell. Thoughts? If you can do that, John, they're good trades. Obviously, we're back to 2 trades next week, but if you've got the cash to do those 2, then that's good trades. Sultan, I was so close to trading into Horn-Fronts 5 minutes before the Port Sydney game last week. We'd be happy if you didn't go there because, yeah, he's obviously been not great, unfortunately, especially with this niggle with the shoulder. Up to 64 likes as well, so just the 36 likes away from 100 again. So if you haven't smashed a like, please do. Is Birmingham going to get that tackle? Or is it not added yet? Oh, he did get the tackle. No, he didn't get the tackle. He got 5 points. He got the handball. Did he get a kick somewhere? I didn't think he got a kick. Oh, no. Or they added a kick from somewhere. But I thought that he got the tackle there, but they haven't added the tackle. So, not sure. Very, very interesting. But anyway, we'll take 84, though, for sure. Yeah, set it 4. Yep, rank at the moment, 1085 at the moment, says Fevelenko. Yeah, Doherty's on the wing, actually, so he's not back at half-back. Yeah, played wing. 3rd quarter as well. I just don't understand why he's back shoehorned on a wing. JHF says, Stu, yeah, it's not great being subbed out. It's going to affect a lot of people. There's a Chera tackle. That could be holding the ball. Yeah, holding the ball for Chera. I think. No, that wasn't paid. I'm surprised that wasn't holding the ball. There's Butters with a handball. Could have given the handball to Liddy, but they go to Vicentini for a kick. Well, glad I got Darcy last week instead of Horn-Front, says Jam. How's that not holding the ball? Says Fevelenko. I don't know why that wasn't holding the ball. That should have been a free kick. Think our going to be selected, says George. I hope so, but I'm not counting on it. Golf Vicentini. Feigns handball, doesn't, then tackled. Yeah, it should have been holding the ball. I don't know why it wasn't. It was an interesting decision, but... So there you go, Doherty to 72. Did he get he must have got a tackle somewhere, Doc. So we'll take it. We'll take the tackle. He's up to 72. If he can put up an 85-90 in this matchup playing on a wing, that's fine. It would obviously be a lot better if he went bigger, but if he's playing on a wing, it's obviously not going to be as big. What's Chera up to now? Chera 39, so he just had that one, just a tackle. So there we go. So... Butters up to 74 as well. I love Berman, says Defenders Bro. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was loving it at halftime when he went off with that head hit him and Butters ran into each other. Well, Berman really ran into Butters there, but come back with a 50-point quarter was definitely very, very good. Hold, says Jam. If you're talking about Bergman, I'm looking at holding Bergman now. Just with he's going to have Lockie Neal next week. I think it will come down to he'll be a trade out when he's going to tag someone that's not going to be mainly a midfielder. And the fact that I think he'll be going to Neal next week, I think that he'll play a lot of mid time. So I'm going to hold Bergman for another week or two. I was thinking I was going to be trading him out next week, but could be Long next week that's gone for me. Could be Doherty. One of those guys will go more than likely. Here's Chera with a handball. Susan with a super chat. Thank you, Susan. It's a couple of super chats tonight from both from Lyndon and then from Susan. So thank you for the super chat, Susan. Very much appreciated. For the year I meant, Vicentini says for first goal. Yep. And Doherty was actually in the centre for a centering ball, but Orazio Fantasia decides he's going to go for goal from the boundary. Good on you, mate. Rosie with the kick in. So Rosie looks like he's really taken he's now the main kick in taken out. There's Logan Evans for his first disposal after coming on. There's Rioli. Chincotta sported away. Here's Chera. Going long to a contest. He probably could have hit up a teammate. Fantasia trying to go for goal again. And goal for Fantasia. Goal for Carlton. Carlton have Collingwood next week. Bales, then Brisbane. I was talking about... you're talking about for Doherty. But I was more meaning about Bergman for next week. But maybe you were talking about just Doherty anyway. But he's stoked from 90, with 90 from Doc, 75 from Chera, a dream. Baylor says, do you think Maynard eats into Josh Davis' scoring bars manner? Was this as a test this week? Nah, I don't think so. Josh Davis is the main guy back there that's taking all the distributing role pretty much back there. So I think that Maynard plays a different role. Like, hey, it might take the ceiling off, but I still think he's a good option. And Maynard's not even back in anyway. He's still out this week, so Mythos Sport traded Berman to Dylan Moore. Well, hopefully Dylan Moore can go well, but I'm still fine trading Berman out if he did because, okay, he's having a good score tonight, but that role has changed a little bit. So thoughts on Tom Green next week, says Defenders Bro. Yep, I like Tom Green next week. Good run coming up as well. I think Long goes for me as well unless he gets a 115 plus against the Eagles, says Jam. Yeah, something to watch for sure. Here's Bergman. Here he goes. Another kick. He's so much better in the midfield. Port, just keep him there. Like, he's really good back there. Young, switch the ball. Switch it. Doherty. Oh, no, Doherty's on that wing, so keep it out that side, actually. There's Wiedering going short to Haynes. Here's Chera with a handball. Chera with a kick. He had Doherty for a handball, but didn't go there. Farrell, go to Bergman. Give it to Bergman. I don't know why they're switching when they had free players on the other side. I'll wait like 2 weeks, then trade Bergman. There's Liddy with a kick as well. I'll wait 2 weeks and trade Bergman to Whitfield because Whitfield will be like 900k. Yeah, that's a trade I'm eyeing off as well. I'll look at doing a move similar to that in a few weeks. That's a Doherty tackle. That'll be holding the ball. Should be anyway. Doherty free kick. That's a Doherty free kick, not Hollands. Hollands missed the tackle and then Doherty came in and finished it off. But that's bullshit. And see, the umpires, they decide sometimes when they're going to give the free kick to someone, but then other times they don't care who takes it. That's just absolute horse shit. The fact that they didn't give that free kick to Doc then. Typical, we don't have bloody Hollands and they'll give the free kick to Hollands instead. Go Berg. No, they're not going to go to Bergman. That's just crap. There's Power Pepper. And hit the post. Carlton might be relegated next year at this rate, says Vevelenko. Does Horn Francis have to go, says Jay Sutts. Oh, if you've traded into him, I wouldn't be trading him out because then if it'll become an option potentially at some point again. What are we stopping? What are you stopping for? So Haynes has copped something, I think. George A's been great this year. Yeah, agreed. Fevelenko, Carlton is legit the dumbest team in the last 10 years. They all attack the ball holder and he just pops over the top time and time again. And Hollands is back to playing half-back. I don't think Hollands, and there's Rosie intercept mark. I don't think Hollands is a very good half-back at all. I think that he's a wingman. He's not a halfback player. I don't understand why they're persisting with him back there. He doesn't use the ball well. He just bangs it long all the time. But then again, that's what Carlton players love doing, right? They love getting the ball and love kicking it long. Bergman short. Back to Rosie's racking up. Rosie, that's the ton now. Now I'm annoyed I didn't play him in my game day squad. Bergman short, +6. Yep. Bergman, love to see it. I think that's Bergman over 90 now. He's going to go back to Rosie as well. Far out. Rosie's just got 3 +6s. Just getting some junk time points there. Rosie up to 111. 10 marks. So if you went with Rosie as your VC, you'd be pretty happy with the way this is looking at the moment. But yeah, Bergman up to 93. Doherty 76. Butters on 74 as well. I was hoping that'd be a tackle for Doherty, but I don't think it will be. Rosie's just an example of how well people score when they actually kick the ball. So defenders, bro. Holland's experiment has not worked for 14 weeks. Let's do it again. Yeah, it doesn't work. Like, I don't know why they're persisting with him off half-back. He's not a good distributor. Okay, he's a good runner, but yeah, put him on the wing. Like, it doesn't make any sense, him playing off. I could understand why they would try it, but when it hasn't worked for, as you say, 14 weeks, why are they still persisting with it? There's a tackle for Bergman. Doherty up to 80. So did he get a tackle? Yeah, he must have got a tackle. So he's got a couple of tackles, actually. He must have got a tackle somewhere. Bergman 97 as well, because he got the tackle. Rosie going 150 in Supercoach. Let's go, says Corey. Yep, that'd be good. I've got him in Supercoach as well, so that's nice. Just need one more Bergman disposal for the ton. Tackle for Hewitt there, I think, or Lord, one of the two. 67 likes as well. 33 away from 100. If you haven't liked it, please do so and get to 100 likes again. There's a Bergman kick. There's the ton for Berg. Love to see it. That could be a tackle for Doc. I'm not sure if they'll give it to him, but that could be. There's Sin. I thought that was Rosie with the boots, but no, Sin. Go to Liddy. Liddy was short for a +6. They've just ignored him again. And thumped out by Rosie. Bergman ton as he kicks it. Yep. Very, very happy with that. Considering where Bergman was at half time, I did not think I was going to get much more than a 60. I thought he could have been ruled out, but he's really got going the second half. And yeah, to get a ton, I'm very happy. To get 2 tons as well from 2 of my players is happy. If Doc can ton up here as well, that'd be a fantastic result. Boyd with a kick. And then out of bounds. Come on, Hewitt ton, says Castle Richards. Hewitt's been good this quarter, up to 81 as well. Come on, Chera, junk it up, says Fevelenko. What is Chera up to now? He's been involved, it seems like. He's been tackled a lot. Liddy 53. So Chera's on 49. So obviously disappointing. That'll be a tackle for Hewitt, I think. That'll be a tackle for Liddy as well. Like to see that. So Liddy will be up to 57, I would imagine, when that gets added. Because he was on 53 a moment ago. They haven't added it yet, but it will be added, I would imagine, very, very shortly. Literally, that's another short kick for Rosie. Rosie up to 117. Yeah, me not putting him in my game day squad this week, I'm a bit annoyed about that now. Bergman. Oh, Bergman was free for a +6. Bergman free again, and Burn-Jones doesn't go to him. Goes to Richards instead. There's Butters with a handball. Not a great handball. Here's Chera again. So here's Chera. So Chera's getting involved a bit more now. If that goes to a Port teammate, that'll be a tackle for Bergman. It won't because Kerno's got it. Give it to Doc. Give it to Doc. Give it to Doherty. Give it to Doc. Oh, McGovern, you spud. You're an absolute idiot. You are shit, mate. You are shit. Why would you not draw the man, and give the handball over the top? You idiot. There's a reason that I was happy that you were gone from the Crows, mate, because you are crap. Miss Rosie and Gain as well, says Corey. Unpopular opinion, but I prefer Sweet as their ruck when I almost like Dante as a potential forward. I think Sweet's a better ruck. I don't know why they're playing around with it, but Praying Flans is good because Jason France is not it. Played to on fronts over Key, says Corey. Doc didn't want it, to be honest, says Stu. But there he is, says George Dickios. Oh, there you go. There's Bourbon, +6. Love to see it. Bourbon might actually go even better than he's. I think his high score for the season like a 114. And that was against the Crows. He might be able to get that tonight, which would be insane if he can get that from where he was at halftime. And Doherty's now back on the cold wing again. There's McGovern. Now give it back to Doherty. That's exactly where he's going. McGovern makes up for it. Good. Now Doherty, kick the goal, please. McGovern actually got it back for us. Doherty, don't pass it off. Doherty, go for goal, buddy. McGovern now. Which McGovern now, says Brad. Yeah, well, at least he did something for us. That was the only way Doc was getting to the ton. Rip says has. Well, he might get it here if he can kick truly. If he can kick the goal here, that'd be really nice. Is that a goal? Yes! Goal for the Doc. Beautiful. We love it. Doherty, goal, +12. We are happy. Doc into the 90s now, which we're very, very happy about. When these Bourbon up to 110, he must have got a tackle or something added, but 110 for Berg. So I've got the top 3 scorers. So this has been a good watch long so far. So very, very happy with that. In a low-scoring game, if Doc can turn up from here, that would be huge. He still had 17 touches, 9 marks, 4 tackles, kicked the goal. We love it. Butters on 76 as well. Not many tackles. So yeah, this makes up for it. So Doherty really should have just run in and sort of got the handball off him. But that was just crap from McGovern there. But what's Liddy on now, by the way? Yeah, 57. So great for cash gen. That's a 67-point difference from his score and break even so far. So he's going to go up a lot of cash as well. So I'm glad I brought him in. Berman 28-point quarter could be another 50, says Corey. Hope so. Oh, how good is McGovern? Oh, the vision. Just what the doctor ordered. I had the top 3 before that goal, says Caster Riches. So what, you had George Hewitt, I'm assuming there? Hewitt's still going okay. 87. You take that. Bergman could be on for the spot. Oh, no. Of course, all the teammates fumble it. Here's Doherty. Doherty with a kick. So Doc to 95. And that's a good kick. Very good kick there. Here's Cooper Lord with a kick inside 50 as well. Nah, Flynn Young dropped it. That would have been good if he'd had it. Doc played CBA then, says Corey. Was he in the CBA then? Only thing is if Doc is making impact on the wing, they might keep this role. Says Has. Do I hold Johnson and trade him next week for Rowston, says Tim. You can do that, Tim. David, hang on. Holding the ball against, who was that against? So Cripps is lining up for goal. David, tell Berman I'll shout him a 6-pack. I turned the telly off at halftime thinking he's going to get subbed. Turn it back on now and happy days. Yes, yep. He's safe to say I wasn't keen on him at halftime, but he's had a massive second half. He's nearly, what's he had? He was on, is that 80 points? 81 points second half so far, and there's still a bit of time in this last quarter to go. 67 likes as well, so we are 33 points away from, 33 points away, 33 likes away, from 100 likes. So if you haven't liked it yet, please do. And Cripps, that's a goal. So Can't getting some late goals here. Goal for Cripps. Clark and Hardiman out and who, says Tim. Tim, I can't see your team. I'm not sure. I don't know. Dante Holm, the boss, is Corey. Okay, that's what it was for then. If Cripps, Moz's hand back the Brownlow, says Vefalenko. Berman and Wang love the HIAs, always come back and ton up, says Has. Stephen, you'll have for your bales, try to Berman and have Chera. Yeah, that's tough, Rob. But you made the right call, right? I was going to trade Bergman if it wasn't for getting my last rookie off the field this week. So I've been a little bit lucky with that. So, but hey, I'll take it, right? So Lord hopefully goes 60 plus. Hopefully can Corey. Need Kerno 2 goals, says Fevelenko. What do you need for the multi, Fevelenko, and how much is it paying out if you get it? We'll refresh this because I know Doherty's got to be on the 95. There's a Bergman tackle. That'll be a tackle for Berg, I would imagine. There's a Liddy with a handball. Here's Butters handball to Bergman. Bergman handball back to Butters. Butters another handball. Oh, not a great handball. There's Lord with a handball. Liddy gets the ball back. He gets a handball as well. So a few points there from players. I don't know why this website takes so long to add these points. So Bergman 116. So Bergman did get the tackle, and he got the handball. So 116. So Bergman's about to overtake Rose East. That's Bergman's season high score. Doc 95. So Butters up to 80 as well. Had a lot of handballs tonight. 17 handballs. Liddy up to 61. 61's a good result. I know that people have probably got him on field in that. But 61 for Cash Gen is nice. Has says kissed. I'm assuming you're talking about Bergman. Hey, okay, I'm slightly kissed, right? But I've had a pretty shit year, so I'll take any luck I can get. Liddy getting a CBA, says Elizana. Yeah, I saw that. He had CBAs last week. Hadn't had any this week, but I think that was probably down to Bergman being sick and not tagging much after quarter time last week. Kerno, that is such a bad kick. Doesn't give you any opportunity to mark it. Only $100 bars if Kerno kicks 2. Already got George Ace 3, Rioli 1, Williams 1. Oh, mate, still, doesn't matter. It's $100, $100. Burr must have got a tackle up to 116, says Corey. Yep, he did. So we're happy with that. That'll be a free kick against Butters, surely. Yep, for holding against him, going to Hollands. Liddy overtaken Jackson. Would not have thought that after the first quarter, says George. Here's Chincotta +6. He might have Doherty for a +6 here. Doherty, come on. To ton up. Oh, he bloody got it spoiled away from Logan Evans. Bloody piss off, Logan Evans. That's annoying. That would have been really handy just to not have to worry about Doherty having to get another couple of touches for the ton. Oh, the ton just went begging there. I hope that doesn't cost him the ton now. Bergman might be on for a disposal here. Asava gives in the handball. No, out of bounds. Smash the lights, says Limits. Yes, we just need the 30. 30 to go to get to the 100 likes. So if you haven't done that already, please do. Ton up Hewitt, says Paulie D. Do I take Liddy's score or risk Bo Allen? I definitely take Liddy. Liddy could, Bo Allen could be the sub, but Liddy's probably not going to score anywhere near what Liddy has. So definitely take Liddy's score. Baylod says, I'd save Porter trusting Liddy with a couple of CBAs in the game. Here's Butters again with the handball. Great handball to Butters from Butters there. Here's Bergman. Keeps it in. Gets the handball to Richards. Richards the snap. That'll go out of bounds on the fall, I think. Yeah, Chincotta. This could be where Doc gets his +6 potentially. But yes, agreed there, Bailey. Agreed. Has Doherty got the ball? No, Chincotta's still got it. Damn, I thought he was kicking short to Doherty. And Jones intercept mark. Boyd Short's having an issue. Yeah, I was noticing the same thing, actually. If they switch it, Bergman's on for potential points here. Liddy was calling for it short. Not a great kick. Straight to Haynes. Hollands, give it to Doc. Hewitt, give it to Doc. Yes, Doc. Kick it, Doc. We'll get the handball. Get it back. He's not going to get it back. Got the handball, though, so that moves into 97 at least. I wasn't talking to you, mate. I know you've had a hard year, says Haz. Oh, okay. All good, all good. I knew you weren't having a go at me anyway, but I knew you're only... if you were talking to me, I know you're only having a bit of a joke around, so all good, mate. Here's Fantasia lining up for goal. Emil Johannesson. How much stoppage time added? There's just under 5 minutes to go. 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Bet Fantasia misses, says Fevelenko. Doc is 93, lost a -4 for some reason. So they must have taken a tackle away from him. Which that's a bit frustrating. Again, typical champion data, adding something and then going, oh, by the way, that didn't actually count. So 93 is frustrating, but... Sorry, frustrating he's down to 93, but the fact he's on 93, so he's the third highest scoring player in the game. Carlton's top scorer. I'll take it. So he's on 95. No, I think he's on 93 because he got the handball. So, because they took the tackle away, but he got a handball, so he lost the 2 points. Which premiums are you holding through the buys? Bales says has. So I've got only the 3 this week. So Baz, Martin, and Holmes for me. Been such a weird fantasy game tonight, says George. Agreed, mate. Does Hewitt know how to kick or only handball? No, handballs a lot. So how many handballs? He had 16 handballs and 22 disposals. What's Liddy up to now? 61. As I said, 71 points on top of his break even. That's obviously great for cash gen. What's Jacos getting, says Red Lighting. I hope he goes well. Hope he goes over 110 in the Eagles matchup. Or a ton I'd take as well. But Chera scoring less than Liddy is a debacle, says Fevelenko. Yeah, you wouldn't have predicted that. Nice. So the 2 weeks I have Kerno are his lower scores as limits. Yeah, I know that Mini Monk did that play as well. Did the Kerno play. Very frustrating. If Burma gets disposal here or a tackle or something, there's a Butters tackle. Is that a dangerous tackle? He's been given a dangerous tackle. Cooper Lord free kick. That's an interesting call there. Where's Doc? Give it to Doc. There's a Berman tackle. If it goes to Port, no, it goes to Carlton, of course. There's Fogarty, and he's missed it out for behind. Hewitt on the bench, says Castleridge. That might be him back. So that might be him done for the game. 71 likes, 29 away from 100. So if you haven't smashed the like, please do. We not too long left in the game to go. And he's back to 70, says limits. What do you do for a living, Bale, says Lyndon Berwick. Well, I do this more for a living because I earn more money from this than anything else. But I'm Hungry Jacks for 2 shifts a week. So there's Berman. Handball, that's a 120 for Berman. First 120 of the season, I think it is. But yeah, we're at Hungry Jacks for 2 days a week, but that's Monday, Tuesday. But I consider this my full-time stuff now. Someone bring out the horse curtains for Fogarty, says Fevelenko. Really weird game for Chair. I think he'll be right moving forward, says Stu. Got Butters this week, says Steve. He's given away like 4 or 5 free kicks, I reckon, tonight. That's what's really kept his score low. And the fact I nearly went, I almost went long to Butters as well. That was one of my trades I was looking at doing. So there you go. Rosie and Berman both on 120. If there was any way that Doc could ton up from here, that's a goal for Riola. If Doc could ton up from here, it would be perfect tonight. Berman, bit of a stat stuffer like Dawson, doesn't get crazy amounts of posies, but can go nuts. Yes, agreed. Yeah, like he's only had we've had 25 touches still. 8 marks, 5 tackles, couple of goals. He's been very, very good. Do I get more, says Tim. Yeah, I like Dylan Moore as an option. Can Carlton use it for us, says David. Bradley Smith, do you hear the rumour Patrick Cripps was seen with Patrick Clifton from Crows today? I haven't seen it. No, I don't even know if he's leaving. I wouldn't think so. -3 Berman, as I just traded, says Footy Frenzy. What's your HJ's also, says Caleb Robson. I normally like getting a barbecue cheeseburger and a hunger tamer in a large hunger tamer and a chicken royale on the side, add cheese and spicy sauce. That's normally what I go for. Doherty's still on, so he's still got 2.5 minutes to get this ton. Cripps. Oh, Doherty, come on. Oh, he's not going to get there. He might get a disposal here, though. Yeah, don't give it to Doherty. Why is he going inside? And he's going to turn it over as well. There's Motlop. Motlop is... I don't know if Doherty was there. No, he wasn't. And it's a miss for Motlop. Who was the HJ's order? Bale says, Baylor says. There you go. Yep. So, yeah, large hunger tamer. Get the 2 smaller burgers. That's normally what I go for there. Come on, Doc. 7 points, Doc, is all I need. All I'm asking for. Considering that the Carlton have lost pretty badly tonight, I'm taking 93 regardless, but ton would be really, really handy. Like, there's a chance that if Carlton get the ball here, they could switch it. Okay, Chera, go on the other side. Yeah, go to Doc. Cooper Lord, you idiot. Why are you going over the top to Flynn Young? Okay, Flynn Young, wait for Doc. Go to Doc. Give the handball off, Flynn Young, you idiot. What is he do? What are Carlton doing? Seriously, that was 3 times that Doc had been completely ignored there. And then there's Curnow. Thought that was actually to Doc there, and Curnow's completely missed it. Carlton are shit. Carlton are so shit. What? Like, there's a reason that they're so shit. They don't take the players' options when they're free to use, and they try and do these stupid... Oh, seriously. +3 for Doherty, says Footy Frenzy. Chicken Royales of greatness, says Callum Robson. Lord God, what I wanted, but Chera yuck tonight. Come on, Docker 1-2 with Chera. Yeah, he should have. Fevelenko 100. Oh my, says George. 72 likes as well. We're still 28 away from 100 likes. So if you can smash the likes on the video, that'd be very much appreciated. See, Doc is... Vicentini's going to mark here, isn't he? That's going to be a free kick to Vicentini. So Doc is... The ton has gone begging because his teammates are so shit and haven't passed in the ball. Tim Ashworth, you can do AFL Fantasy podcast plus your normal crew. I already do. I'll do a heap of stuff by myself and jump on Hatchet Live and stuff. So I already do a heap of that stuff already. But yeah, bloody hell. Doherty, I'm still fine with 93 considering what the role's been and how bad Carlton have been. But he's been burnt something shocking when he should have gotten a few of these. He should have gotten at least 2 +6s. And there's a Vicentini miss. So we might have a slight chance for a quick +6 for Doc. But why does Butters always fall asleep in the last quarter, says Footy Frenzy. He has been tagged, to be fair, for a lot of the night. Come on, Boyd. Go to Doc. No, you're going to go straight down the middle. So no one in particular. And McGovern will get the free kick here. But that'll probably be it. And McGovern would have had Doherty short and he was actually going to ignore him again. So, game over. Port win by 50. The Doherty ton was there to be had, but his teammates were too shit to bloody hit him up for a ball. Red lighting. Which mid-pricer goes next week out of Long, McKercher, Mills, Doherty, Warner, and Petrarca? Got rid of Daniel and Berg this week. It depends how they go, right? McKercher and Mills are probably the last on the list, and Petrarca are the last 3. So it's between probably Long, Doherty, and Warner. Depends how Long and Warner go, and if Doherty holds his spot, which I think should, but we know Carlton. Brisbane Bloods, the Rocket never made it to the moon. A low score is terrible from Chera because I have 19 players and 3 rookies. Hopefully those rookies can go well for you, mate. Disappointed with Butters on Davey, says DJ. Stu, think Horn Fronts is the big thing from tonight. Massive problems if you have him. Yeah, agreed. Yep. Happy with Liddy 61, says George. 61 was good. Make some cash. He's on my bench for me anyway. I was seeing if he would score well to take him over McCarthy, but happy with it still for some good cash gen. Was hoping Burn might move to the Blues for 2026. No chance now. He saw them in shambles, says Fevelenko. Cheers, Bell, says Paulie D. Thank you, mate. Has a great start to the weekend for you, Bales. Good fade on Butters. I didn't deliberately fade him, but obviously didn't get him. So Big Berg never doubted, says Castle Riches. How much will Chera go down in price, Bales, says Chris. We can check that in a sec. Rosie VC good, Chera bad, and Wilson also not good because he's injured. Wish Rosie didn't slow down so much. Is this a pop score or is Farrell the vibe option? Excuse me. Nah, don't look for Farrell. Just a pop score. Doc is great, says Moonboy. RBL Mobro, can Berman still be a trade-in target? Nah, not for me. Happy Butters price dropping, says Fevelenko. Ethan Singh, not happy with Horn, France, or Chera. Rosie to save me, but this week is looking bad already. Luckily, I have 22. Yes, yep, good. You've got a couple of extra scorers. Let's have a look at the scores from tonight. We are on 75 likes, so we're just 25 likes away from 100. So if you haven't liked it yet, please do so we can get to 100 likes once again. But yeah, so Rosie and Bergman, the only two tons from tonight, both 120. So obviously good to own both of them so the weekend has started off well. Farrell 94 was good. Doherty 93 in a low-scoring game. Carlton being bad and him getting burnt a few times as well. I'll definitely take 93. Hewitt 91. A little bit unders, but again, Carlton were bad and a low-scoring fantasy game. 91 was still fine. TDK 81 in the end. Disappointing against in a good matchup there. Butters 79 with 30 touches. He did give away a lot of free kicks as well, so that was the disappointing thing there. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Home on. Actually, I'll put Holmes on instead of Hasty in the mids because obviously I'm now taking that score. And Hasty plays last game, so that 120 will come on for me, which is really handy. So 333 from 3 players is definitely something I'm pretty happy with. And Burn was one I was a little bit concerned about his score, but happy with that. Anyway, Butters, yes, 79. Oh, sorry, I was checking how many free kicks Butters gave away tonight. So Butters gave away 3. I thought he gave away more, but 3 free kicks away given away for Butters tonight. And the Chincotta tag. I think he'll still be a good option at some point, but maybe you're waiting a week or two if you don't have him, just for him to come down a little bit more in price. Kerno got to 77 in the end after a couple of really poor scores. So if you had him, 77 is okay. Holland 72. Lord got to 66 in the end. That's not too bad if you were forced to hold him. Liddy 61, obviously good for cash gen. And probably if you had him, you weren't expecting like another 90 or anything, or another like 70, 80, 90 score. Jackson got to 60 after a big start. 60 is okay, but yeah, probably wanted more. Chera 59 is really bad. 0 marks, only 17 disposals, just not a good game for him. Cripps 58 as well. He was also very poor, but he was sick, so that might explain why. Horn Francis 37, that's obviously a big talking point. That's a lot of cash lost, and I really hope Jordox didn't bring him in. Yeah, it's about it. Flynn Young got 17 as well. And yeah, like people saying about how Doherty was like, he's the problem, but like McGovern only had 8 disposals, did nothing. Boyd only had 11, did nothing. Young had 5 touches, did nothing. Kicked 1 goal, but that was in the first half. Silvani only had 10 touches, had a really bad game. Wilson only had the 7 touches on debut as well. Flynn Young was a sub. Sud obviously got subbed out. Akers only had 6 disposals. He was saved by 11 disposals, so he didn't do much at all. Motlop only had 10 touches and a goal. Wearing's not there to get the ball. Williams was okay. Fantasia was okay, and a few of these players were okay. But Doherty's far from their problem. If he gets dropped, it's a bit of a shambles, to be honest. And he should hopefully move back to half back, but who knows what they're going to do with his role moving forward. Up to 78 likes now, so 22 likes away. Missed a bit of chat here. Jam said, decent game with Rosie and Liddy, but a bit sad with Hugh Jackson at the 2... I'm not sure what you're saying there, Jamison, but just Hugh Jackson at halftime. See you. Have a good one. Thanks, Jam. Thanks, mate. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Jacob S. Butters is fine. No tackles and tough calls for freeze against. Agreed. Yeah, I'm fine. Like, if you brought him in, it's unfortunate, but I'm still looking at him as a target in a week or two. What do we got here? Oak missed the stream today. Just got home. Did you end up trading Berg or keep him? I ended up keeping him. I ended up going Foss up to Mills instead of trading Bergman, so I'm pretty happy with that. Bit more cash in from Berg, and he's probably a hold now as well. Mystique Burn was my trade out plan next week. I expect him to run with Neil next week, though. He'll probably do well. Yeah, I expect him to have a run with Roll, and then he's got West Coast the week after, so it's like good matchup. Might not go to anyone from West Coast there. Who's the matchups after that for Berg? Actually, that's what I'm keen to look at. So that was his season high score. So he's turned up in 3 of his last 4, and that game last week was a really bad one, but he's got Brisbane, so that'll be Lockie Neal. Then goes into West Coast. Don't know who takes there. But then Hawthorn. Who did he go to there? Newcombe would be the obvious matchup there. Crows, that'll be Dawson again. Geelong. Maybe it's Dangerfield. Maybe it's a Baz or a Holmes, potentially. Freo, that's probably a Sarong. there. Carlton, that'd be Cripps again, and then Gold Coast, one of Anderson and rest. So he's actually got a lot of these mid-rolls coming up. So, yeah, he might not be an urgent trade out like I thought he might have been, and he makes a bit of cash as well because his break-even was 91. So, with that 120, he'll go up a little bit more again, and yeah, which is fantastic. Everyone with Chera is very lucky this poor score happened last week at best 18 and not next week when it's back to best 22. Says Elizano. Has his Doherty a watch for next week or is his role gone and can we move him on? I think we can trade, but yeah, depends what his role's going to be moving forward. Jacob Delaporte, at least Horn France will be a juicy price next year. Oh, he'll be very, very cheap next year. And he'll be even cheap. He might be the 23rd Premier we look at in the forward line because he's going to be like closer to 700k in a week or two. Doc and Buzz will have a 15k difference next week, says Red Lighting. Yep. And that'll be something I'll look at some point. Looks like Chera's only dropping 30k this week, which is pretty good considering the score. Up to 80 likes as well, so we're just 10 likes away from, 20 likes away, from 100. So if you haven't liked it, please make sure you do smash a like on the video. So where to go from the Hornbag, says Luke Davies. I wouldn't trade. I think you've got to hold, unless he's ruled out or anything like that. Butters D touches 79 points is poor, says Fevelenko. Yeah, but he got the Chincotta tag. Few unlucky frees against. He'll be fine. Doc was below his best day, but certainly not Carlton's worst, says G. Dot. Agreed, mate. Couldn't agree with you more. Jacob S. Doc ball use not great and so slow. He will go. He's okay. Turned the ball over a few times, but I think he's fine. But we don't know with Carlton. Moonboy, it's easy to avoid the spotlight when you get like 5 touches a game. Doc is in everything, of course. It's good. It's going to look worse when he's double teamed or under pressure. Agreed. Hewitt needs to be dropped, says Has. Hewitt needs to be more hungry for the footy and handball it to Doc less, says Chi Dot. No, he needs to give it to Doherty more. Elizano Wilson looks like he'll be a red dot from here on. Not great, but I was cashing out on Carroll on my defender bench anyway, so not a huge loss. G. Dot Hewitt needs to come to Dogs and become F1 forward. Is Chera trade at, says RBI Mowbray. Potentially, because I got a tough run coming up. Potentially. But if you've got other rookies or mid prices, I'd trade them first. I reckon Hewitt is the bloke that Hospital handballs to you every time. Clay Smith, I just traded Bergman to Butters tonight. Oh, bloody hell. That's a 41-point difference. Sorry, mate. It was a good trade on paper if you had all your rookies off the field. But, yeah, it is frustrating, obviously. 84 likes now, 16 away. So if you haven't liked it, please smash a like on the video so we can head towards 100 likes once again. I did just take the Bergman score. How much did I move up in rank? So I moved up 2,200 spots just by taking the Bergman score. So up to 7,425 now. So I don't know if that's just with the good scores moving up in rank. So I moved up, 700 spots so far this round. So it's the highest. This is the highest rank I've been for a long time. So I'm hoping that it can continue, and we can keep going with some good scores. Lemon up to 453 for the game. He had Chera, Doherty, Rosie. So he did the same as me. He looped Bergman and Liddy as well. So he's taking both those scores as well. So yeah, did the same as me. Looks like Mitch is going Noah Anderson into Nick Daigle, so he doesn't have Dawson. Not going to get Dawson. Still 84 likes as well. So if you got a second account, third account, anything like that, want to smash a like, please do. Berman Given TV, BOG, says Fevelenko. Oh, he was fantastic tonight. Elizano, thanks for the Watchalong Bales. Look like it was a good night for you. Hopefully you're in for a big week. I know you've had a rough fantasy season so far. Thank you, mate. I really do appreciate it. I'm hoping this is a week. So my best round rank for the season. So I finished 5-3-2-9 last week. 6-5-7-5 in round 12. 9-7-2-0 in round 11. That 51k rank in round 9. I had a 3,091 rank in round 7. So I've only had 4 ranks inside 10k this week, and I've only had 1 inside the top 5k. So if I could have a top 1,000 week this week, that would be obviously fantastic. So up to 88 likes as well now. So we're just 12 away. We're very close again. I'm very hungry. It's nearly 10 p.m. and I want to go get some food. So if you haven't smashed a like, please do so I can go get some food. BSL Zone, I appreciate the kind words there. And I'm hoping it's a good week. It's only one game, though. Only 3 players in, but hopefully we can keep it going. Redlining, last round I dropped from 3K to 6K after being top 2K for 5 weeks prior. That's very unfortunate there, redlining. Hopefully you can claw that back over the next few weeks. Lee Everett, hold or trade Horne-Francis? I'd probably hold just because he's lost so much cash already, but yeah, it's a tricky one. RBM Mowbray, so I was planning on trading Will Ashcroft out this week and then mid-price to Caldwell Holmes next week. Should I hold Will Ashcroft and trade mid-price this week and Chera to Holmes or Caldwell next week? So who would you be trading there, RBL? Who would you be trading as a mid-pricer? Because Ashcroft's not playing this week, so you might as well get the extra score. But who's the mid-pricer you're trading and how many green dots have you got? That would be what I'd ask you, because I'm not sure. So, yeah, bloody hell, I wish I bloody had Rosie in game day squad this week. What did he score in game day squad, actually? 147. Bloody hell, that's a bad miss. So I had Goulden, Dawson, Brayshaw, Dacos, Anderson, Bont. Yeah, so Rosie over Goulden could have been the pick. I actually didn't have anyone in my game day squad, actually, this week from the game. Yeah, no, I had no one, which is probably good because there wasn't a huge amount of scores. I had Hewitt in one squad, Rosie, Chera there as well, Horne-Francis there, so yeah, starters cooked. But yeah. Had JHS as Jacob Robb. Oh, no, Jacob. Well, actually, where were you? Actually, where were you pre-round, Jacob? I know you were still up and around the top ranks. I'll see you number 1 at the moment. So you got Rosie. You had Bergman as well, which is good. Liddy on field, obviously, and unfortunately, Chera and Horne-Francis are the two frustrating ones. But a lot of people would have had Horne-Francis. A lot of people have got Chera in the top 1,000, top 10K. But you got Bergman at least. A Doherty solid score. So I'd probably evened that side. But yeah, obviously could have been better. How many green dots you got this week, Jacob? How many have you got? 22 green dots on field? Because obviously you've got Baz and Martin there at the moment, and then Clark and Stewart. So have you got 22? 4 players score 333, ranked 1054. So who'd you have for the 4 players? Because I've got 333, but I've only had the 3 players. So who did you have, Fevelenko, that as the 2 players that maybe I had the 1? You would have Rosie and maybe Doc. Or maybe did you have Rosie and Bergman, but not Doherty? What are you up to? 91 likes, so we're just 9 likes away. So if you haven't smashed a like yet, please do. I've seen some of the higher ranked teams have a lot of primos on buy and are only running 18, 19 players this week. I think this is the round where you can gain a lot of places if you go well. Yeah, hopefully we can. Fevelenko, Rosie, Doc, Liddy, and... Oh, okay, so you had Liddy and Chera as So, wow, Liddy and Chera scored the same as Bergman combined. They're the things that can really help with the rank rising. So I'm hoping that will play a part for me this week. I'm coming for you, pals. I'm just outside the top 10K, says G-Dot. Well, hopefully I'm inside top 7K, 6K. Only got 19 on field, says Jacob. What, is that post-trades? Is that post-trades, Jacob? Um, 93 likes, just 7 away. Just 7 away from 100. So if you haven't smashed a like, please do. I'm actually just quickly checking the fantasy scores in the NRL for game day squad. Oh, good. Cleary had a good game, 72.73. Yo had a good game, 62.6. Preston, 59.4. That's good as well. Probably should have played him. That's annoying. Ooh, Carraz only 36. That's disappointing. Did I have anyone else in this game? I think that was actually it. I think it was just those guys. Bloody hell, Carraz is really disappointing. Damn, I should have gone Sarko maybe instead. Oh, well, that's okay. That's okay. 19 on field for Has, you were saying about Jacob there. RBM Mowbray with Billy Wilson being my 19th and McCarthy and Sam Butler being my 18th and 17th. I could do Wicks to Charlie West and we'll have 19 playing. So that was from the question before. I would trade Will Ashcroft and get the better player this week, RBL. I'd trade him this week to get a better scorer just because it's a bit risky playing those guys as your last ones on field. Jacob says he's only got 19. Far out there, Jacob. It's tough. I think a lot of people are going to be in that boat this week, unfortunately. Fevelenko, this was always going to be my shit week. I got 5 primers on bench and only 3 players forward. 99, Corey Badge, I had Rosie, Chera, Bergman, Butters, Doherty, and Lord. So be very happy with what Rosie, Bergman, and Doherty. Butters, bit underwhelming, and then Lord and Chera obviously disappointing. But I guess Lord got to what you wanted. Clay Smith jumped off Charity's buy, and it finally stopped hurting me this week. Made another 80k since I traded though. Went to Caldwell at that stage, so we're still well. Oh, if you went Cherry to Caldwell that week, you're still happy. 95 likes as well. We're just 5 away. Just 5 likes needed. Chabby Bell. Surely this is my good week. I had Bourbon, Rosie, and Doherty, and have 20 primos playing. Yeah, Chubby, I'm hoping that's the same with me, mate. I've got the 19 primos this week as well. So I'm hoping that this is another week, and I've got the same 3. So hopefully it's a good week for us, mate. Is Whitfield worth keeping, says Tony. If we hear word that he's going to play next week, then yes. But if he misses next week, that's 2 weeks he's missing. You could trade and just get him back in a couple of weeks. I have 11 on field this week. Are you talking about primos, Has? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about, you surely don't have 11 players completely on field. Fevelenko 19, including Liddy, McCarthy, and Foss. Yeah, so hopefully McCarthy puts up a good score for you. Jacob Robb, should I hold Horn Francis next week? It depends what your team value is like, Jacob. Are you going to be able to maybe make him as like a 23rd primo? Because he's just not worth a lot, right? So just looking at your team here, Merritt would be on for Liddy. So your midfield, you've got the primos there. Defence Holmes would be on for Clark, so McCurch your D6. And then you've got a completed forward line. I wonder if like you could do, because obviously you got Leak, Buslinger, Archer Reed, said not making a lot of money for you. Maybe you go Johnson down. Probably because you're a little bit off the 23rd prem, you might have to trade Horn Francis up. But it's a tricky one, Jacob. It's a tricky one. Because you think he's going to come good and you're trading him at a low point. But I'd probably hold. Maybe you trade, like, you might be able to do it. How much cash you got in the bank, Jacob, after trades this week? What are you up to? 97 likes. We just need 3 more likes, and then I'll wrap up. Because I do want to wrap up soon, because I do want something to eat. RBL Mowbray, what if I trade out Wicks and still get the same outcome as trading Will Ashcroft? So same players I get in and same amount playing. Yeah. If it's the same playing, then you'd hold Will Ashcroft and trade out the mid. Who's the mid price you're trading out? RBL. All right, Bales, I'm going to the shops to get some chippies and dip. Hope you're onto a big one this weekend, legend. Thank you, mate. I hope I am as well. Liam, 21 playing this week. McCarthy, Foss / Bowen on loop, and Butler's my only rookies. That's nice. Clay Smith, I've got 20 on field, but 5 primos on bench. Unsure to hold Merritt or not. Tempted to go to Anderson or McRae, ranked 42nd. I'd be happy to trade Merritt if it gets you the extra player on field. But, yeah, obviously you've got to think of what's going to look like moving forward. Brisbane Bud, so Errol VC into Cherry Captain, still the best option. My other good options are probably McRae, Steele, Warner, and Sarong. Errol for ceiling and X for safety. I'd go for those two because don't love McRae. Jack Steele definitely wouldn't be going there. Warner, no. And then Sarong will get the Windhager tag. So, yeah, it's Errol into Cherry for me, Brisbane Bloods. I got 240k for next round. Ooh. Could you like, really, if Flanders has a good week, Jacob, you could actually look at going maybe like an Archer Reed down to a basement rookie and then go Zach Johnson up to Sam Flanders. That could be something you might be able to do. And then you can loop potentially those two or see how they go, mate, if you've got a loop. How much cash are you going to have, Bale, says Fevelenko? Post-trades, I've got 87k. So really handy for going a rookie down and then doing an upgrade. So like that could be a Boxall, that could be a Lohman. I've got a few options I can downgrade and do. So Merit to Nando for sure, says Fevelenko. What's your day job, Bales? Well, I technically classify this as my day job, but I am at Hungry Jack's for 2 days of the week. Almost as like a salary topper in a way, just getting a little bit extra on top of all the stuff that we get through YouTube, Patreon, everything like that. So hoping to make this as the full-time gig. So if you do want to help achieve that goal, then yeah, liking, subscribing, doing all that good stuff, becoming a Patreon member as well does also help. So if you haven't become Patreon and you'd like to do that, Patreon Q&As every week, team reviews for the patrons, you get 1 per week, all that good stuff, then links in the description or head to patreon.com/AFL Fantasy Fanatics. I'm off as well. Night Bars incoming 1K round rank for you this week. I hope so, mate. Fingers crossed. And we just did tick over the 100 likes, so appreciate everyone that's got that done once again. Wasn't sure we were going to get there in the end, but we did. So appreciate everyone that did that as always. But I will be off because I am very hungry and I would like to get something to eat. Any late adjustments for stats? It doesn't look like it. Don't think there was any late adjustments. I will refresh the page, but I don't think there was any late adjustments there. So that will do us. But decent watch along. Well, pretty good watch along, obviously, for my own team. Hopefully you guys had a good night as well. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon for our usual pre-lockout chat at 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. per time, answering all your questions as well. Ahead of a pretty good game tomorrow night. Sydney and the Bulldogs. Sydney in some good form with a few guys back, so we'll see how they go. Yeah, so it doesn't look like there was any late adjustments or anything like that. Yeah, no, nothing of note. No late adjustments there. So that will be where we wrap up for tonight. But appreciate everyone that smashed like on the video. Thank you for doing that. If you did if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that as well. We're obviously on heading towards 5K now because we passed the 4K marker last weekend. And we're currently on 4,028. So we are 972 away from 5K. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so we can head towards that goal. Thanks, BAILSDT. Thank you, mate. Hopefully your round goes okay. I know you're right in amongst the top few. So hopefully your rank can go well, mate. Feeling like on your Bales night. Thanks, mate. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Pre-lockout chat, as I said, 6 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. per time. And then another watch long tomorrow night. That game tomorrow night starts at... Is it 7:40 Eastern? Yeah, 7:40 Eastern. So I'll be live at maybe at 7:30, 10 minutes before the game starts, or it might be slightly early depending on how we go with the pre-lockout chat. But I'll be live tomorrow night for the watch long anyway. So looking forward to seeing a heap more of you guys there. Have a good night. Catch you then. See ya.